Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures back in positive territory this morning after we saw some negative action on Monday that snapped the winning streak that had all three U.S. indexes in record high territory to end last week. A little bit of negativity to start the week, but things trying to bounce back this morning. The tech-heavy NASDAQ was the relative underperformer to kick off the week, down about 1.25%. We had Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google's parent, Alphabet, even Tesla down almost 8% on Monday, snapping an 11-session winning streak for Tesla. First time in 12 days it recorded a loss. We'll have a look at Tesla shares coming up. Otherwise, Chinese EV maker XPeng also on watch this morning. Big move for XPEV. They secured $2 billion in loans from Chinese banks. We'll talk about that coming up. Yeah, Tesla shares back to the upside this morning. Pretty weak on the day to start the week on Monday. As we said, we'll have a look at Tesla. Other Chinese stocks moving in the pre-market as well. Baidu back to the upside. Very weak as well on Monday, but trying to bounce this morning. And Tencent Music looking at a possible secondary offering in Hong Kong. So we'll have a look at TME this morning as well. It's Tuesday, January 12th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see mostly positive right across the board here. Hong Kong, yeah, leading the way, 1.3% to the upside. Australia, 0.8%. We had Shanghai as well, nicely higher. Just Korea recording a loss on the day. Let's go over to Europe, see how things are shaping up. A little bit more negative here. England to the downside. We have Italy as well leading the way, 0.4% there. You can see Sweden and Turkey, though, in positive territory. We'll shift over one more time, have a look at North American markets here. We are in positive territory, but ever so slightly here. 0.2% for the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, all positive, but only just. Brazil's open trading higher. Bitcoin back to the upside today. Crude oil, 1.25% move higher this morning, and gold as well, 0.5% into positive territory. I think I said 2020 there, guys, at the start. It's obviously 2021 now. We have started a new year, but another day. Good morning. It's going to be a busy one this morning. Lots of Chinese-related news this morning. We have XPeng, as I mentioned, securing lots of funding. Very, very positive so far, and always positive, it seems. NIO moving in the pre-market again.
Yeah, I mean, NIO with the offering, so kind of moving in the other direction. There's a bunch of offerings to talk about today, oddly enough. It's an offering kind of morning, I suppose. Tesla's moving as well. I don't know if we got this one onto the list, but anyone following along probably saw the news on Plug Power teaming up with Renault. We'll talk about this a little bit here, but up 13%. So yet another mover. It was a fantastic day yesterday, headlined by awesome support by you guys and some fantastic trades as well. And looking for even better today. We'll maybe talk a little bit about the IPO tomorrow in Affirm. Like you said, NIO is going to always be a mover here. And just looking at the pre-market volume again, over 4 million this time, of course, to the downside. You're going to get offerings when some of these stocks start to move to the upside the way that they have, and companies are going to take advantage of it. You see a few names doing that, Zoom's included, not Peloton, I should say Lemonade as well. So lots to look at here today, Sean.
Yeah, you just said Peloton. Now I'm going to look at Peloton because
I don't know why I mixed up Lemonade and Peloton. Doesn't even make any sense.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, both disruptors. Welcome, guys. Thank you for the show. Yeah, it's 2021 there. Brendan confused me as well on that one, and thanks for pointing that out. And look, I wish it was still 2020. That was a fantastic year to trade, but not for other reasons. Obviously, we'll look forward to 2021, and that's going to be bigger and better. Let's forget about 2020, put that in the past. But trading's been good, like Neil mentioned there. Today we have NIO on watch. We've talked about that. We have XPeng as well. And then I tweeted out a bunch of different levels. We have our watch list going. We've got the sticky note going as well. But the thing about the sticky note is I've already tweeted this up. I've already tweeted that out. So there's lots of, if you want to see exactly what's on here, you can follow us all on Twitter there. Plus we have our watch list, watchlist.tradertv.live. That's what we're going to go through now. It's very interesting that Plug Power just came out as well with Renault. Neil just mentioned that. That's up to $62. We talked about buying that in the 30s. And then Best Buy has been moving really nicely. We talked about that earlier as well in Ford. Look, there's a whole bunch of names that are going to be on watch. I also like not Lemonade. I like Lemonade, but on my list here, I like Walmart. Walmart getting involved in a space that I love, of course, the fintech space. So I just need BFT. PaySafe just needs to start going, Brendan.
All right, going to be, busy one this morning. That Renault news with Plug going to be big for both parties, I think, even Renault higher over in Europe. On that, before we get too far ahead of ourselves and into things this morning, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brendan, and hey guys, I wish you all a great trading day. Yesterday, we reached a record number of likes, so let's keep it up, hit thumbs up, and let's get it started, Brendan.
Let's indeed get it started, guys. We'll have a look at how traders here at Day Trade the World fared on Monday. Big numbers on the top 10 traders list once again. Number one, 6 figures here, 140,000. Again, real variety here when it comes to the actual markets. Little Canadian content there, OTC pink sheets, some U.S. markets as well. Look at OTC pink sheets, 71,000 on its own. Brazil, OTC pink sheets as well, number 3. We got to go all the way down to number 9 to get away from that 5 figures club. Some Europe, $3,600 at number 9 coming out of Europe. So another great day for traders here at Day Trade the World. Lots of news to kind of sift through this morning. I want to kick things off, guys, with Uber. A collaboration, I guess we can call it, with Moderna to try and increase the pace that the vaccine in the U.S. specifically is getting rolled out. So I'm going to read into this a little bit more, but it looks like Moderna going to actually have Uber drivers in some cases, if they're fitted with the proper technology and equipment to deliver some of these vaccines, which could be good on both ends, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to read the story a little bit more in depth because I don't know logistically how that will end up working out, but certainly
Here comes your vaccine right there.
Here it is, right? Hopefully it's stored at the right in the right condition.
Mine's coming on Lyft. There it is. There comes my vaccine there too.
No, I mean, Uber kind of, positive wins are probably needed for the name, certainly. Again, I don't know what to make of this story. I can't see it being a gigantic game changer for Uber. It might actually be it might be a good thing in terms of being more robust in delivery overall in the U.S. and sort of expanding maybe to people who aren't able to get it as easily and need to get it, who aren't able to go to, say, a pharmacy or wherever they're going to be setting these up. I know we're setting up our first clinic here to get at the vaccine here in Canada, or at least in Ontario. And Uber actually is in the midst of a bit of a break to the upside. I don't know if this story is going to be that catalyst that gets us to that 56 and breaking out where we couldn't a couple of sessions ago. But either way, Uber's sort of been on an upward swing. I would definitely be interested in reading into the story a little bit more. I just feel like the Plug story, that's pretty simple. You got a big time runner, you're making a 50-50 partnership with a big name, and then you're seeing some actual follow through. Uber's not even doing pre-market volume on this news, so it's a little bit, I'm not saying it's a nothing story because this might actually end up being a good thing. Yeah,
look, I mean, I can't even really believe it's going to be allowed. I don't even understand this story, to be honest with you, Brendan, because how is an Uber driver, as far as I know, and it's not insulting Uber drivers or anything like that, but I just worry that they need to be handled by professionals. I mean, I wouldn't want myself delivering vaccines to those that are in need, and I just don't know if Uber. I mean, it's applause for them to do it. I mean, that's fantastic. We need to get the vaccines out, and if that's going to work, it's going to work. I just think there's like what Neil was saying there too, is that there just has to be more to this story. I don't know, for distribution, that's fine, but we also have companies, I think there's a few shipping companies out there like FedEx, like UPS, like real companies that are out there, USPS. I don't know what you're gonna do, hiring an Uber to deliver my vaccine, like, oh, here's your Big Mac and then here's a vaccine. Okay, $56. Look, Neil, you mentioned it's breaking out. It's already broken out. I mean, this news I don't think is really doing anything to the stock. It's up 1.3%. The market is up. Uber's breaking out. Uber's been picked. I would pick it as a top play for 2021 as well. It's been overhyped. Obviously, there's a lot of people on other networks as well making Uber top picks. Someone asked me yesterday, Chaz asked me yesterday during our Q&A there, Ask Us Anything, about a stock that I had. And you guys know when Marcelino was on, And not too long ago, and I went back and forth with Mark Roberts as well about Best Buy. If you guys can remember that one, we were talking about that back down at 100. I think you remember, Daryl. You were probably talking about it as well, I think, with me. I made Best Buy, I did call Best Buy for a pick as well. And that one, because look, we had consolidation, now it's breaking out. So that's been a good play so far for 2021. And then I really do like Ford, honestly. I like Ford breaking out. I've got Randy into that name at subs, I think 650. I'm in at 650, and I want to add more right now before this thing breaks out as well. So Best Buy has been a really good one so far for 2021. And this is to Chaz, because he asked us yesterday, and I didn't really give a definite pick, but I do like Best Buy. I do like Ford for this upcoming year. I like Uber, but I'll come up with some more as well during the show, Brendan.
All right, guys, I was just reading a little bit more about this Uber tie with Moderna, and it looks like it's going to be on the patient side of things mostly, and also there's a data component. So they're going to tie into Uber's app when it comes to location-based services. So there's that aspect, and then it's also a deal with delivering patients to vaccines. So not the other way around. So they're not going to deliver vaccines to patients, but if somebody needs a ride to go to a location to get a vaccine, then there'll be some sort of arrangement that you can take an Uber maybe and get reimbursed or something to that effect. But yeah, I mean, it could be a possible, or it could be a positive for both sides of the story. Let's go over to, Neil mentioned this briefly, but Plug Power, huge move here in the pre-market. They're teaming up with Renault. Worth mentioning, this is on the hydrogen-powered light commercial vehicle space. So Plug Power in the clean energy space, but this is for specifically hydrogen-powered, if you want to show this, there we go, guys, hydrogen-powered light commercial vehicles that they're going to combine to develop, it looks like.
Yeah, and the partnership, I think it's the second half 2021. It will engage. Obviously, Plug's been on its break for quite a little bit. It's interesting. The interesting level I'm just looking at right now, only because I was on this little pullback here when it gapped up on the news. I was sort of watching this 60-60 area, and I'm going to call it like 60-50 here. There was at least a little bit of buying. It wasn't enough to say there was a refresher down there, because I couldn't tell if it was an iceberg order, but there was certainly, like a bid that would sort of step in. There wasn't enough selling into that to be able to tell how much it was really getting tested. But either way, I did write this level down just so I'd be watching at that 60-50. If it doesn't hold, I think that's going to be an obvious place for a bit of a sell the news event or a pullback to try and fill back in some of this gap. And then if we can look at that as possible support. Now, I wouldn't use it as support until maybe after the market opens up a little bit here. We still have like 45 minutes to go to the open, so I wouldn't jump in front of it because I didn't see an iceberg order. I just noticed enough buying to pique my interest, especially if it eventually breaks. So watching that 60-50 for now on Plug.
Just had a thermostat update. 22 feels fine. 22 is a good temperature in here, but like my hands are starting to turn ice cold.
There's no way it's
yeah, I think it's because, what is it? It's only -1 degree here right now in Toronto, which is pretty good. -1 degree Celsius, that is. Okay, Plug Power here. We're looking at this name, and yeah, we talked about this down here in the 30s, if and when this loads up on this pullback. Just great news coming. Neil just mentioned a couple levels there. I think it's a no matter what a buy here, but I mean, you do have 60, see if 60 holds. VWAP now up to 60.59 here on the daily chart, on the 3-minute chart, sorry. I like to look at 3 minutes just for right now. The 1 minute, the pre-market's good, obviously, on a stock like Plug Power. I did want to show you guys quickly here the imbalance locator. What? CCIV, Churchill Capital. Okay, we'll find out why there's 1.7 on that one. How much are we up today on? It's a SPAC, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a SPAC. How much are we up on Churchill today? 13%. Okay, so we'll talk about Churchill when we get going. NEO's on there as well. AMC. AMC's been kind of a fun one lately. Neil and I were long this one. Hopefully you guys got into this with us. AMC. We brought this story to you that they were getting some financing. I think it was last Thursday or Friday. Neil and I were long right around here, 208, 209. Nice to see it back up to 220. That's a 10% return in just a couple days there. That's AMC. And then what else is on here? I got a big play ready to go, 26.50 on Palantir. So lots of exciting things happening, and yeah, I didn't get to that CCV, so we'll have to look at that.
Yeah, well, I'll show you right now, guys. It's EV if you're shocked and amazed by that. So it is a SPAC. Churchill Capital jumps on report company in talks to go or take Lucid Motors public. Pretty sure it did. Yeah, electric vehicle startup Lucid Motors going public through a merger with this Churchill Capital. So CCIV, a big buy to start things off. Yet another electric vehicle company entering the space. I want to show you that BMRA as well. This one popped up just before we came on here at 8:30. Biomerica is a little tiny biopharma, BMRA on the NASDAQ, big move to the upside. So they had a positive note released on a 15-minute rapid COVID-19 test, which I think down the road could become very, very important in the new world as we try and go about our daily lives. These rapid tests could be very, very important and very, very useful down the road, guys, as things try to progress here. So BMRA, another little one moving.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right about that. Those tests are certainly definitely going to be important in the future. It's actually, I had CCIV up, and I was just sort of going to note the tight consolidation at the top, and we've seen some of these when the announcement comes fall back to the downside, and that's the first look that I might have on CCIV, especially if it breaks down. With BMRA, on the other hand, while this is fantastic news, this actually extended pretty far here, and I'm looking at, I mean, it's sort of going to be obvious. These even levels, it's going to be 7 and it's going to be 8. You're not touching 7 right now because it still seems like that could be a bit of a break. And again, we're going to talk about, we'll get into that LJPC. I was actually in and out of that one, but very similarly, it had a similar setup where there was like a previous level on the daily chart. There was sort of an obvious breakout, and then hopefully testing the next level up, which was 8 even. Now, this has already done that and sort of snapped back down. LJPC did it, but didn't make it all the way to the top level. So that one I was actually jumping into the short. Anyways, but BMRA certainly has already made that move, failed, and now if it can actually, hold below 8 even, I'll be looking short off of that price. So 7 even is only one I'll take after the open. It still shows like it has a little bit of strength here. The volume isn't that big. It's only 700,000 shares, so this is not necessarily one of these smaller caps that's getting pushed around by the algos. It's going to do a couple 100 million shares in a day, so you're picking your spots and taking more gross as opposed to just scalping in and out of it at will. I don't think it'll set up as that type of stock.
Well, yeah, ZOM yesterday was 1.2 billion or something by the time we were done this one through yesterday, and today it breaks back above $1 here. ZOM yesterday closed sub 1. We didn't even break $1 yesterday, and today you're up another 15%. Oh, sorry, 23% there. Because I guess that dip down to 83 there caused that. So anyways, a big day on ZOM now. We'll look at this now that it's above $1, but another big one here, 115, 125 was the top. I think that whenever this stock is going to be in play, you always look to defend that $1. It's not on NASDAQ, but there are listing requirements to keep them above $1. So watch out for ZOM near $1, guys. Congratulations, anybody traded this one yesterday.
Yeah, the news on that one back on Friday, I believe it was in the pet space. Sean, I know how much you love the pet space. This is a medical equipment maker. They had, it's like an MRI machine or some sort of technology in that field for dogs and cats. So that's been the attraction, it looks like, for ZOM.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's true forma, I guess. It's been a good one here. Again, I love the pet space. I don't normally look at stocks like I was saying that are sub $1 for lots of different reasons. But yeah, I mean, I like ZOM, I like Chewy, and then I don't know, I like BarkBox. I just don't know what the hell is going on with it. STIC eventually going to turn into BarkBox was another one that I'm calling for a longer term position for myself anyways for this year. BarkBox, STIC, and then BFT. But as you can see, these names not really moving. You got to get into the ones, oh no, that's the wrong one. Here's a daily chart. You got to get into the names that have these catalysts on them, and right now these SPACs, some of them anyways, not doing a whole hell of a lot. So I do like STIC, but yeah, I like ZOM. Maybe if it can build a base above $1 for a couple days, I might put it in the swing portfolio.
Yeah, that $1 was a heck of a level, not just in terms of psychologically, but there was just monster size on the offer as well that followed it down a little bit for a couple of big short opportunities. There was a break, and this was really, really early in the morning at 7 o'clock. I edged short in front of $1, got out basically instantly, and then tried to go long and had to pay 3 cents higher to even catch that long trade. Then came back down. I got in and out short a couple of times, basically for flat. I like the fact that if you sort of look at that initial move, and sometimes I'll do this for a bit of a trade. When you take a breakout trade, you look at that initial stopping point. Like it only got to 108, then snapped back down, and you look to see, okay, well that same price area holds for some consolidation. So I know it's a random number, but this sort of 108 to 110 area looks like it's going to be at least important going into the open. If it can hold above there, maybe a retest of that $1.25 that it got to at about 8 o'clock or just after 8 o'clock could be in the cards. As always, I mean, if it goes back below $1, I'm usually going to be shorting it when it gets there. So that's going to always be the plan, pretty much, 9 times out of 10, I should say, something along those lines. But if we can hold this 8 level or 8 to 10 level, it should be good for a long into that 125.
Yeah, Zomedica on the watch list this morning, guys. Near the bottom, if you haven't taken it out yet, make sure you do so. Every morning we send it out to you right to your email inbox, absolutely free to you. All the stocks moving around in the pre-market. We give you a little write-up on why they are moving around in the pre-market. Let's jump into that. If you haven't taken it out, let's get into the watch list this morning. XPeng going to be the first one we have a look at. They've secured $1.98 billion, or the equivalent of $1.98 billion US, from 5 Chinese state-run banks. We've seen this with NEO, guys, multiple times, raising funds by government-backed banks over in China. It is XPeng's turn.
Yeah. I mean, look, I looked up their market cap. It's 30 billion. NEO's is like 90 billion. I don't know if it's deserving of a third of NEO's value from everything that I've read with what NEO's doing. But XPeng right now, I wrote down. I mean, it's on my Twitter. We tweeted it out. 46.50 as a breaking spot for them. You know what? I like it, but it's coming off a little bit here. I think whenever you get that kind of backing with the funding, especially from the Chinese banks, I think that's fantastic. And it's really just clear skies from what I can see, especially, I mean, I keep saying this about the Biden administration and kind of how it's going to be good for China. But remember, these companies are only selling vehicles in China, right? So it's going to be based on, not on trade. I mean, there's no announcements of their vehicles getting shipped anywhere. So we got to watch out here. 46.23. I think I wrote down 46.50 because these were these tops. So we topped out back on Thursday or Friday. I guess this is Friday. What day is it today? Tuesday. So Friday, right here, 46.50. We stopped at 46.50 yesterday early. We ramped up to 47.20, came back to this level, 46.50, and then dropped off. What a move down in the afternoon yesterday. So coming up to today, I like a 46.50 break. I don't know if there's anything here on the imbalance locator. There it is for XPEV, 158,000 shares. So there's a little bit. It's getting paired off. So 138, 158, pretty flat there. So we'll look at that. Still NEO getting more attention, but I like XPeng, man. I like it through 46.50. That's great news. More funding, more opportunities to make more cars, and their delivery numbers have been good the last couple months. So I stay long XPEV. I'm not long it, but I'm going to look for the long today.
Huge advantage to be able to get funding from Chinese bank when, of course, anyone coming into the space as a foreign company is not going to have as easy a road to do that. There's 42 sort of support in terms of a trend if you're into drawing those. The only difference, I had 55 written. It's splitting hairs, just going to some of those levels that Sean was looking at and just going right to the penny. So that's the level I'm looking at. The only downside why I mentioned that 42 possible support is, look, you're seeing NEO down 2%. I know Tesla's up, but in the off chance you get a rollover and NEO drags some of the space down, you want to have some levels if you like XPeng to the long sides, but buy both a dip. But 46.55, it's splitting hairs, but that's the level I have to the long side.
All right, guys, we'll look at a few upgrades and downgrades for you this morning. We saw a 1.5% move in oil prices coming into the morning. So both Marathon and Oxy on here, 2.5%. To the upside in the pre-market. FireEye and Crocs, big move for Crocs yesterday. They're expecting record sales in their Q4. Twitter over here, it is positive, you see, but Twitter getting a downgrade today. We talked about the political news regarding Twitter over the weekend. NIO catching a price target decrease, even though we still have some buyers, it looks like, in NEO. Antera and Bloom Energy, or Anter Energy, a couple energies on the downgrade side as well, guys.
I gotta go get. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go get my sweater, guys. I'll be right back. I know where it is. Neil, take it over. I'm literally freezing over here.
It's gonna. You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna bring the heat up, and then it's gonna be like 35 degrees in like an hour. That's my guess. But Twitter, Twitter was a tricky one yesterday. I mean, there was eventually a half-decent short that you really, really had to wait for into the afternoon. And by then, I think Zoom was worth looking at. Zom. I shouldn't say Zoom. I'll just call it Zom. Even though in my back of my mind, I'm going to keep saying Zoom. So Zom was better to look at that time of day. There was some good moves happening. And it was at 49.50, and this was sort of, I should have waited because 49 to 50 was my target area for an entry. I'm like, any rollover in there was what I wanted to be playing. I did not wait for that. I tried several times to short Twitter to very mixed success. Initially it was good, and then after that it was terrible. I'll probably be looking at the same thing again today. They're catching the downgrade. I mean, I know they're going to still be up. But you saw that, you see the story of what's going on with WhatsApp and this signal craziness and nonsense. If you are having any sort of if you're losing any users here overall, and again, remains to be seen how bad this will play out for them. That can't be a good sign. They're already having trouble monetizing in the first place, and every other platform was doing a much better. That you see Snapchat doing so well, you see Pinterest, which is completely uncontroversial in almost every single way, and an easier path to monetizing their users. So there's some advantages there. Twitter's probably trying to play some catch up, but if you can play off of this 49.50 again, I'll probably take a shot at Twitter, but not 3 or 4 like yesterday, because there's probably 2 times too many trying the short there. Sean's got the sweater on, so he's good.
Let's go.
Mine's still at the desk over there. I don't know.
Yeah. I left one here for that purpose because it does get cold. So yeah, the Trader TV Live sweater now, guys, directly on. So okay, I don't know what stock we were just doing. So back over to Brendan.
Guys, I was just reading about that Signal stock on the OTC market. Signal messaging app. I remember there was a tweet by Elon Musk saying, don't use WhatsApp anymore, use the Signal messaging app. And that led to that SIGL on the OTC pink sheets having that massive move yesterday from 5 up to 65. It did come back to 40. It looks like it's indicating around 34 right now on OTC markets. So you want to have a look at that one, guys. I mean, this was a pretty impressive move yesterday, to say the least, for this SIGL.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I didn't really spend too much time looking at this yesterday just because I thought it was absolutely insane and some of the things that were happening in there. We talk about stocks being broken all the time. Why isn't this loading? There we go, .pk. And this is probably just one of those ones that is broken again, right? Research technology development business, the company offers signal advanced technology, reduced detection delays. I don't even know if this is the right company.
It's the wrong company.
Yeah, it's the wrong company.
That's the whole idea.
That's why I was just looking at the profile right now. It's the wrong company.
And why is it still at 40? That's what I want to know. Well, why is it still?
But that's
why
I don't understand. Like, why did it go? I get why it blew up here to 65. I get it, right? Elon Musk tweeted it. Everyone upset with WhatsApp and Facebook and some of the policies there. So let's go over to a different app, Signal, Parler, whatever. I don't know anything about any of these, but I just. Like, when this was happening, why were people not doing research to figure out that this is not the right company? And that's why I'm just very, very perplexed by all of this. I would say we need to find some shorts. We probably need to find some shorts ASAP. Call your brokers, because as soon as people figure this out, why does this not just go right back down to $4 or $5 again? I don't know. I'm going to stay away, but it's worth watching. If you can short it, try. But again, because I can't figure it out, and I don't understand why this continued to do this yesterday. Like why did this go down here and then back up? Like, I just don't get it, Neil. And when that's happened, I stay away.
That's what makes some sense. The first bounce is the only one that makes any sense to me, Sean, because I feel like maybe if there were way too many people that were shorting it, maybe there was some that got caught, and you get that second bounce is just a pure squeeze. After that, how it holds up at those prices makes no sense. And the only cautionary tale I would say is I remember when looking at it, and it was very, very illiquid over in the OTC. So, with caution, I think you should be thinking about if you're going to jump into shorting this and if you have the locates. We didn't have the ability yesterday, but I would definitely trade it with caution. It's very, very illiquid, at least when I was looking at it in the morning yesterday.
Yeah, the actual operator of the app, the company is called Signal Foundation. It's actually a non-profit organization that runs the messaging app. So that's a tiny little semiconductor over on the OTC market. So that's, no relation whatsoever other than having the same name. Let's have a look at Tesla, guys, the next one on the watch list. We saw the first down day yesterday in 11 sessions for Tesla. So a little bit higher here in the pre-market. They did announce yesterday that they're going to hire a design chief specifically aimed at designing cars for the Chinese market, which was interesting, kind of taking on the Neos and Xpengs of the world directly.
And if there was, so I'm going to go back to the Xpeng thing, and the reason why I was sort of mentioning that 42 was that you have NIO debt to the downside. You do have Tesla, coming off that 885 high. Your first negative day, it's not really gapping. It's kind of gapping up, only a couple of percent, but still below that 850. In fact, below that 840 level currently. If it rolls back over into 800, near the open, that's why I was sort of preaching a little bit of caution. It's just noticing a bit of a pullback, and if we retest 800, it does drag some of the other names in the space down. That's why I wanted to be prepared for an Xpeng short trade. And dip buy and like that 42 level if it got anywhere close to it. So, Tesla, that 800 sort of is going to stick out like a bit of a sore thumb. It wasn't really a hard bottom in the afternoon yesterday. It never really quite got there. I think if we retest that one, it's going to be an interesting level for me. I like 850, of course. I would not be surprised, and this has happened in the past, and it's a boring thing to say, and the reason why I'll probably look at NIO and Xpeng more than Tesla. A lot of times after these big moves, several days in a row, or the big runs on Tesla, it'll go sideways a lot of times for a couple of days. And if we see that happen between 810 and 825, 830, that might not be the best day trade in the world. And you're going to want to stay away from it until it breaks out from there, which to me will be back above that 850 level or somehow cracking that 800 to the downside.
Yeah, you can always buy Tesla on any dip, but I think it's been pretty overdone. We just mentioned 11 straight days to the upside. You could get a pullback even below 800. If you look at a daily chart here, I don't think it's unheard of. Again, we have that's the split there. It's not unheard of that we come back to this kind of a level right here, 750, 760. I think that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Like we were back down to 760, 750. There is some gathering spots here at 700. So we could come back down to there as well. Just keep buying Tesla on dips. I don't know if this was a big enough one yesterday, but we're up that 2 and a bit percent today. I don't have anything, any rocket science to say here, anything too special about Tesla, other than the fact that they just announced now. We heard it a couple weeks ago about India. They just registered a company now, Tesla Indian Motors, I think it said. So that's going to be a good one. Obviously, we know, but there's lots of billionaires and lots of money in India as well. So I think that's going to be a big run for them. So we'll see that. And thanks for the correction on Xpeng. I guess they are being sold in, I think, some of the Nordic countries. People were saying in Europe. So that's a good move for Xpeng. We talked about Tesla, Xpeng, and NIO. Yeah, you know what? Why not? If the market wants to go, it looks like it's trying here. I think Tesla through 840, 850, any kind of highs here breaking, I think are worth it. So that's about an 836.50. So we'll get an order in. What time is it? It's only 9:02, but 836, 836.50 is a good long for me on Tesla, just to see what it does today.
We're going to have a look at Zoom coming up here. A couple of different news catalysts and stories for Zoom video this morning. So moving around in the pre-market, it is lower, but another headline just coming across. Before we do that, let's bring in Arun and have a look at the overall market. We'll check out the futures, see what levels we need to be aware of heading towards the open. We are under 30 minutes to go here. Arun, a little bit of a downtick here recently.
Yeah, it's been a downtick, but you know what? It's still contained within the range from yesterday afternoon. It seems to be like 38.05 is the top end of that tight range, and the bottom is about 37.85 or so. So in between, for me at least, there's no trade activity that I can actually figure out in between. So if we can get above, I want to see what we've got. And if we can actually get above and maybe pick up at a short, if it sets up properly, then 38.25 is the stop. That's the only level I've got up top, 38.25. And of course, in the bottom, we've still got that 37.55. So those are the two big levels that I've got. If we can get past either one of those ranges that I just gave you, which is the 38.05 area, then that allows for the potential of a short if it sets up. And of course, if we get below 37.85, that allows for the potential of the long if it sets up. Of course, you got to wait for it to set up, because this tight range, it's got to break at some point. And then once it breaks that tight range, you still have the levels further apart. So you are looking for a trade in between the range break and the level point. So I really want to see what happens if we can get past this consolidation, this tight consolidation, before we get to the level. So 37.25 on the top end, 38.25 on the top end, 37.55 on the bottom end, and anything after the range break, which is 38.05 and 37.85. Then look for a trade.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning before we head to the open here. We are starting to see some buyers coming back in a little bit on the futures market. Let's talk about Fubo TV, guys. Just coming across here, Fubo TV agreeing to buy online sportsbook Victory. So big pop here for Fubo, 8.5%. Here goes Fubo again.
Yeah, nothing like a TV company or whatever it is buying an online sports book. Okay, Fubo. I don't know. Maybe you can now gamble with your Fubo TV at some point. That would be good. 29. Look, I mean, they're making moves, which is all that matters, really. They're putting that capital that you've given them on some of this offering to work. And yeah, Fubo TV right now, it's just busted out that 29, 28. We talked about trading this one a lot lately. And what are some levels? Yeah, that 29.50. We stopped and had some problems near 30. So let's see what it does. It's going to come up to 30 right now. I think that's worth a break. What is that high? 30.12. So let's see if it takes out, yes, the high from the 7th here. $30 on Fubo TV. I think if it goes for that, it's probably worth a little bit of a punch up here through 30, guys. So I'll probably take that, hold it back to this 29.25 level. Just see what this means.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at that. There's another level here, just this 30.77 or 30.75. So I think definitely on any break, I'm going to be looking at. I'm probably going to take this break if it goes right now, to be honest with you. I don't care if it's pre-market or not. But 30.77 looks like a bit of a level as well. So Fubo TV, it's been consolidating anyways, and it's actually a pretty nice little consolidation if you look at that. So hopefully it's back on the way up. If we catch this break, it could come any second now because it's right at that $30 mark.
It doesn't look like financials or any other kind of terms of the agreement were actually disclosed in this. This Victory is a private company, obviously. So, yeah, we'll watch Fubo coming up. Let's continue along. We were discussing Tesla. Let's get down to NIO next on the list. NIO announcing a $1.3 billion U.S. offering aftermarket yesterday. We saw a bit of a move to the downside yesterday. So these are senior notes. Half of this 1.3 billion going to come due in 2026. The other half a year later in 2027. Guys.
Shameless plug. We literally did. I hate to do this. We literally did a video on trading NIO, and I know it's going to screw up the macro, but oddly enough, one of the things we talked about, of course, yesterday was fantastic, buying some dips on NIO on the good news. But if you look at this dip in the afternoon or in the post market, look at the termination of it, 59.35. You're going to look at this previous. I didn't even get the Fubo break at 30 even. I don't know if you got that, Sean, but I guess it didn't cross far enough on mine, so fail. I see it like trading at 30.33. But this is 59.35. Mine
didn't even go out.
Previous high. What? Yeah, you know what? Mine didn't go out either. That's weird. 59.35 here, a previous high on NIO. This is exactly where it pulls back to on a dime post market. So I'm going to be watching this level very carefully. Some of these sort of obvious previous resistance turning into support or being failed support can be good ideas for trade. So NIO, that's the first thing I'm going to watch. One of the things I actually mentioned in the video was that sort of type of a setup here on NIO. Look, it's probably been ripe for a pullback or correction or whatever you want to call it for a little bit now. If this is the start of one, I'm watching that for 59.35 rather closely. That's weird. Man, that 30 break it's already at 30.77, that level we're talking about here, Sean, on Fubo. That's already gone.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't. I don't know what happened there. Because both of us had our stop orders to go through 30. So anyways, congratulations. We'll hit the siren. Anybody that went long through 30 there, congratulations. You broke through, and that's why we talk about this, and that's why you join us early. Brendan comes with the news about Fubo TV buying Victory, and then there you go, straight to the upside. We should have gone long there. I didn't, so I don't know. We're going to find out what happened with these orders of ours because they should have gone, and they didn't there. So that's a good trade. Either way, guys, all the way to the upside right now, $30.75. Fubo TV just continues to go. We talked about NIO there. That's what we were on. I like NIO. You saw that yesterday come down to 59.50 in the aftermarket on some of those offering and some of that news that came through with NIO. So, and then, you know, what a surprise. That was basically the stopping spot yesterday, 59.25, 59 even, something like that. I think we'll look to defend that level. If we break it, it is going to be a problem to the downside just because NIO's been just extended. I don't know if it's overextended or not, but that was 12% yesterday, 14% at its high. It only closed around here. It was only up about 2 or 3%. And now we're fading back and giving everything back basically that we made yesterday. So let's just watch out for NIO. The close was 59, or no, not even 59. I guess, yeah, around 58, 59. The day before NIO Day happened on Friday, and then we bump up to 66, 67 yesterday. So let's just watch out here. If we zoom in a little bit closer, I think we can probably go long. This is not a horrible level right here, 61.75, 61.80, something like that. If you really want to wait, then you have 62.25 62.75 as a top. I tweeted out 62.50 just because it's a 50 level and it was the bottom right there. So there's lots happening. I just wonder if NEO can make a move back down to that 59.5 on some negativity today off that imbalance. But there it is, still 458,000. But look, the paired side is double. So there's definitely more interest there. Have no problem pairing this off today. So 9:09 only, 20 minutes to go. I like NEO, guys. I'm not taking it until the market breaks, but till the market opens, sorry. 61.75 looks like a good order for me on NEO.
All right, let's go to 10 Cent Music next, guys. 10 Cent Music Entertainment Group, U.S. Listed shares anyways, to the upside this morning. They're starting to slide back down a little bit. Just had a look in the pre-market here. Japan's Nikkei reporting overnight that the company's planning a secondary Hong Kong offering worth as much as $3.5 billion. I was trying to think, there was another company that just did this recently that had a big move to the upside on this news. But regardless, TME here positive this morning, guys. This one's had a pretty nice couple of weeks to the upside, in fact. Is this even a trade this morning?
I want to say it was Billy, but I could be wrong about that. The one you're thinking about there, I could be wrong. I'm not sure there's going to be a huge trade, and most of the reason is because 10 Cent is not exactly the biggest day trade in the world. In terms of, I mean, right now the volume is sitting here at like 95,000 shares in the pre-market. We're starting to roll back over. I mean, if you really love it and you think you can get a shot at this, like back at like a 2150, 60 area in front of previous highs to catch a little bit of this pullback after the break, that's not a horrible idea. I don't necessarily think it was like a short-term day tradable action here on 10 cents. I probably would just stay away from it there. So that's my 2 cents. I mean, I think certainly you look at the consolidation that it had the last couple of sessions, and if you get a shot at maybe even like 21 is probably worth waiting for, just given the nature of liquidity in the stock. Might be a little bit better to wait for a deeper price in a pullback. Otherwise, I think there's going to be more exciting names. Wow, Fubo actually came all the way back into 30 and might be going again. That's going to be a wild one this morning, just watching the price action. It didn't turn at 30.77, but didn't get very far past that, 30.90. So it looks like that was a decent target. Just sort of came and went pretty fast there, Sean.
Yeah, I canceled that script order. We're going to find out what happened with that one going through 30. And again, it would have been a momentum play. It's not like we were recommending Fubo for the long term. I don't even know what Victory is, but I would have taken that 30, probably took that out, 30.50, 30.75. You guys know the way I trade. Probably 30 quarters would have been the first out. Okay, yeah, 10 Cent Music, guys. Only 96,000 shares pass.
All right, guys, let's go to the next one here. We'll talk about Baidu in a sec. Just want to get an update here on this Fubo TV story. It looks like they're acquiring some of Victory's sports book technology and a couple of executives coming over as well. So this Butera gentleman and Ratner going to be COO and president of the gaming division for Fubo TV as they continue to develop that end of their product offerings for Fubo. So we'll continue to watch that. Let's go to Baidu, back on watch this morning. They confirmed yesterday, pre-market, that they are in fact teaming up with Geely to look at smart EVs. Back to the upside here, guys, for Baidu this morning.
Yeah, we talk about these levels. I mean, look, this gapped up yesterday, and it doesn't feel like it did after the pullback that it put on. But 218. I mean, you look at this on the 8th, and it's like flush at the open, stalling out and turning on a dime at 218, and then that ends up being the absolute bottom. Yesterday actually closed a little bit higher than that, but and you get this gap to the upside. I mean, it's everything EV seems to be making these stocks ramp, and Baidu had some speculation going into. That's why I get it that there was a run up, but that was a big time pullback. To the extent that the EV names hold up this morning, which remains to be seen, having looked at Tesla and having looked at NEO, and potentially if XPeng starts to roll as well. I'm going to like this 228. We tried, well, I didn't say we tried Baidu. I had an idea to go into Baidu, and it just never really formed. It was entirely too weak the whole morning, but I'll try a 228 break. If it does try to fill in even a portion of this, of yesterday's bloodbath, the only way to put it, pullback, you can get a nice little return there, and you're looking at like a 223 to 225 area for a stop, which can be a little bit of support. There was lots of chop on that range in the afternoon on the downside, so there's likely to be some, not support, but certainly some liquidity in that price range to slow things down in the event that Baidu does head back southbound. So that was quite the fall yesterday, much more than I anticipated. Unfortunately, you weren't able to catch that 218 bounce. That would have been nice if it had happened at like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, but it didn't happen until the end of the day or after market.
I just put a line here. This is 229. So yesterday, we stopped. We were having a problem about 11:30, trying to break that 229 area right here. And then once it finally did, it broke it. It tested it again, and then just continued down to 218. Obviously on the close that Neil just talked about there. I like a 228, the high break of the pre-market. We could take that, and then there's that 229 we'll run into if we are able to get long here, 228, 229, something like that. I think very, very grateful if it goes up to 234, 233, but I'm kind of looking, and it's not a huge win, but it's like 231-ish area before we might get some resistance to the upside there. So I like Baidu. I mean, look, it's in the right space, the right name. Chinese name got absolutely hammered yesterday. We saw the negative day yesterday in the market, so some of these high flyers are going to come off, and this one sure as hell did. You saw what happened right off the open, bang, and then it just never could get going. It tried here, it tried there, but it's trying now, and I think it could work. So 229 coming. What time is it? Only 9:15. Decent amount of spread right now. Only 1 cent, which is unbelievable. Not 10 cent. 1 cent and 229. I like the long 228.50. 229. It's on my Twitter feed as well, guys.
All right, guys. Lemonade, the next one. 3 straight days. Big move to the upside for Lemonade. This thing went from 120s up to 180 over that time, that 3-day period. But back downside 7.5%. They're going to sell 3 million shares at market, guys, for an offering. So this came out yesterday after market. You can see big dip down to 170. More interesting, I thought this morning, Morgan Stanley increasing its price target on Lemonade to $90 from $75.
Their old price target 75. I love it there.
Not 190.
I know it's you get these upgrades and it's like, really, that's an upgrade. But sometimes look, it's just you get these high flying stocks and the catch up game it does happen, especially when this is a new IPO. So that's not as crazy as it sounds to see that kind of a lag. I was definitely a little bit too early shorting this one. I mean, I did short this a couple of days ago, but yesterday I was way too early trying to play this to the short side. I didn't allow it to actually retest like 185 and wait patiently for it. It wouldn't have come in. I would have ended up with no trade because it didn't happen until the close. I thought there was a pullback coming in Lemonade for a couple of days now, and I'm going to sort of maintain that. I'm looking right here at one. It's a weird price. It's like 168.50 to 169 in Lemonade, so it's like an area stop. But if you look at that actual high, this is like a 166, like 75. 168.75 or so. And I'm going to go with 168.50, just splitting hairs. The current pre-market low is 22, so right in the middle between that 75, 25 is going to be a 168.50. I'm going to take that hopefully on a breakdown trade. The issue with Lemonade is sometimes liquidity. So you're going to have to be I'm going to have to be at least a little bit cautious here. Right now, the spread was just 10 cents. Now it's like 25 to 30 pennies here. So catching a break, you got to cross down a little bit more. So down 30, 40 cents. Just make sure you get an execution, which you have to factor into your risk parameters there. So if you're thinking you only want to risk like $2 or $3, consider that anywhere from 10 to 20% of that could be chewed up just by the spread alone. The other thing that makes this trade interesting is this ridiculously tight range pre-market. That just leads well for a breakout style trade because then you can just basically say, okay, look at this. All this chop at 70, it broke it and slammed right back down. Just use 70 to 70 to stop. This either goes right away or I'm losing $1.50 and out because if this goes downside, you can go $10 no problem. So I don't mind that if I'm only risking, call it $2 plus slippage.
Yeah, exactly. And if you guys look on here, you guys all want to see the sticky note. I mean, you always want to do that. You can see I put the arrow right here. Lemonade. 168.50. So same target that Neil has there. We're going to go short through 168.50. I don't see how you can't. Again, it looks too nice. Here's the level right here. 168.50 is basically this bottom. Like Neil said, it's just a matter of pennies at this point. You can see there was some consolidation yesterday. 168 between 168 169. I like Lemonade to the downside on this. However, I normally like to buy up offerings, especially on companies that I like, and I like Lemonade. I like it for the long term. I like that they're a disruptor. Their daily chart looks absolutely amazing. Congratulations if you're long. If I can find the daily chart. If you're long Lemonade, I mean, look at this run, just bang. It's reminding me of a Palantir type run, but Palantir is still stuck in this area. I think we bounce up. We'll talk about that soon, but Lemonade, yeah, retracement probably coming. That was huge yesterday, 184. So would have been a good short into the day yesterday, but 169 looking like a break, 168.50 to the downside. Be my first short on.
All right, Walmart next here, guys. They didn't actually come out and say they were getting into the retail brokerage game, but they did come out and say they're starting a fintech using Ribbit Capital. to advise as they create this fintech. Ribbit Capital, best known for backing Robinhood, the platform, the trading platform, and also Credit Karma. So interesting news here for Walmart this morning. Not very active on this news, but could be worth a watch.
I think it's definitely worth a watch. I'm very interested to see exactly what this is, this venture. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what is involved with it in terms of services and offerings for their customers. Because Affirm, which is the IPO tomorrow, Walmart stands as one of their customers there for when it comes to the buy now pay later space, and that's the sort of thing that I feel like the bigger names could just say, why are we outsourcing that when we don't need to? And this could be the first step, and that might not be good for an Affirm. So it'd be interesting. I want to make sure I know exactly what's going on with this, or as much as possible going into that IPO tomorrow. As far as Walmart goes, you look at this looks fantastic because you get this like nice little upward trend on the daily chart. You could draw a line there if you want to. Trust me when I tell you, it looks pretty good for possible support right around that 50 period. And then we were bouncing back down to give you like 148 as an entry point, and then looking for a 150 break all the way to high. So there was a really good look already, even without this news. I think this just sort of makes it look even better. The break I kind of would usually take is a 150. But the only caveat I have here is I have three stop orders on momentum stocks to go in: Baidu, Xpeng, and Lemonade. And I wanted to go with a 149, and this is what I had written down on Walmart. However, I have a rule. I do not want to have more than three of these out going into the open. So I'll probably have to hold off on the Walmart one because the other ones are already locked and loaded to go in. But I do like that 149. I think even if it dips down, I'm probably going to be a buyer defending this one if the market comes down to 147. I just want to see how this also plays out when it comes to Affirm as well.
46. I would make Walmart. I mean, Walmart is. I've been a buyer. I'm long at $100 on Walmart, and I mean, I would make this one of the plays for 2021 as well. I mean, it's been straight up. I like the 50 period. Obviously, on this one, I've been using 50 period forever, and now it's broken above it. So I like it. Some really decent consolidation downside, 146 to 142. So Walmart again. It's not a super sexy play, but they're going to be getting into healthcare. They're getting into finance now. Neil mentioned Affirm. Also, it's very, very inequitable in this world because Walmart is like the only place that's allowed to be open, it seems like right now. And I know that's true of here in Ontario. They can be open and everybody else basically has to be closed. So as long as that keeps happening, they bought, I think it was Jet.com from India a couple years ago. Their online sales is amazing. And if anyone's going to be able to challenge logistically Amazon, it's going to be Walmart. We've already talked about Best Buy. So look, I love Walmart. I want to be adding to my position on any dips. So Walmart is a great play. It's just for me, for a day trade, I'll just watch it. I think it's a much better store into your 401ks, your longer term plays here. I love Walmart. This one is higher in 6 months than it is right now. That's 100% guaranteed.
I want to make sure we get to Zoom here, guys, but more coming out on Uber. Lots of headlines coming through this morning. They're starting their zero-emission vehicle program, it looks like in Los Angeles, or expanding their zero-emission vehicle program starting in Los Angeles. So more EV-type related news when it comes to Uber just coming across. So we talked about Uber already. Let's discuss Zoom here. They had an offering as well, another one with an offering this morning. They also said they reached 1 million Zoom phone seats. If that's positive news, we'll have a look at Zoom here in a second. But yeah, 1.5 billion share offering of Class A common stock at market. So another one here. Zoom down on that this morning, but starting to get back to the upside. 328, a bit of a level.
Wow, you already Brandon calling out the level. What do you want us to do here? So we're going to say Zoom. If I mistakenly say Zoom for Zom, I apologize in advance for that. We're going to be looking at both those names today. Brandon already said 328, so we'll go ahead and look at that. And 326 is a bit of a level. Some consolidation around here. A lot of times when you see these, when you get these offerings, it's an opportunity to buy them back up. I would say this though, if Zoom gets to that 340 level or anywhere back into here where there was a sort of clear shelf, what do you want to call it, like 338 to 340 shelf, it might be worth like a turnaround short trade, the one that I didn't patiently wait for in Twitter, where you allow it to get into the resistance and then make your play. That's going to be my first look now that we've already bounced off of this 326, put in a higher low. So I'd much rather play the fade in front of a 338 to 340 level there on Zoom and just play it patient. There's no way I'm going to be trading Baidu and Xpeng and possibly Lemonade off the open, and Fubo still going as well, and then Neo, and then add Zoom to that. It's just it's done 280,000 shares. It's going to be in play, but I'd rather wait for a test of 338 to 340 and then fade into it, so to take that short in that direction if it happens like 940, 945, something in that range.
Okay, so Lemonade, again, back up 169.50. Again, our stop orders didn't trigger, so we're going to wait to see what's up with that. But I still want to try to get some short into Lemonade. If I can get it right here, I'll take it right now. We are offering some Lemonade right now on the upside, but there's only 4 minutes to go. So like Neil said, there we go. So we are now short Lemonade, 169.50, 169.46 there. You can see on the daily, no, I can't even see it on my 3-minute chart. I will put up the fills and the partial fills. We'll put those up right there. And you can see there it is right there. We are now short on Lemonade right now, 169.50. If it takes out this 172, we'll get out because it did break 168.50 and nothing really happened. So let's watch for this 172 on Lemonade. Hopefully it doesn't get me out right away.
All right, guys, one little one to have a look at this morning, U.S. Wells Services. There's a couple on the list, but we'll talk about this one right now. News aftermarket yesterday for this thing, big pop. Went from 45 cents all the way to $1. This is $1 right here, the pink line. It's kind of bouncing back and forth through $1. Very active, 13 million shares already. It was just a contract extension. So this is an oil and gas well services company. So they had a contract extension for 2 or 3 more years. That's pretty big for them as they are a small cap oil and gas well services company. So just watching $1 here for USWS, guys.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I actually had this one, and I was about to put in the messaging board that I missed an awesome opportunity in this when it retook 1. But I had this trade when it broke 1 in the pre-market, and it was a good one, but it just right here at 90 to 92 just stalled out and found a bit of support. And that's the first thing I'm going to be watching when it comes down to that same price. Just anticipate that 90 to 92 cents has some support again. But I love the fact that it was a lower high. It just, it tried to get to 105, 106, and then failed again at 104. You're probably going to see me dip into it. Like Sean, I'm just going to go manual. I don't know why Lemonade didn't trigger, but it is what it is. We can manually put orders in, guys. We've been trading for long enough time to be able to handle that. So definitely going to do that. Not Zoom, but ZOM. ZOM, and this is interesting. Why is it not showing my executions from earlier? Either way, you can see I've actually already traded it when you look at the, if you're going to look at our results at the bottom there. Oh, it's because it's still Zoom. Ha ha ha, I knew that was going to happen to me. There we go. It's actually, I just mistake Zoom and ZOM myself, despite saying I would. Thank you guys. 1,500 likes already. Feels like we get there faster and faster each day.
Yep.
Gonna need some new graphics and some new targets, guys, because 3x that is the new goal. A lot more than 3x, that 5,000 mark. So if you get a chance, definitely hit that like and subscribe as well. ZOM 125, definitely a big time level. I'm going to be playing off of that at least once to the short side before the open. If we go back below $1, you'll like to see me trigger in position. I did talk about this 108 level. I tried it once when it broke down. It immediately showed some signs of strength. I just got right out. Same thing happened at the open. I like this 108 to 110 for a potential short as well. In ZOM, I'll do my best not to keep making that mistake for you guys.
So we're going to try to go long $46 here on XPEV. Hopefully the order comes through and works. So that's one thing that we're looking for here on a script order. Hopefully it will pop through here. Just a quick check here. We talk about Bitcoin a little bit here on the show. We can watch it. It is falling back down. It does make a move down to 32,000, up to 36,000. And then this is an hour chart. So let's go over to a 1-minute chart just to get a good look at what's happening right now. 32, this is from Crypto Watch. This is 33,000 right now, just breached. So we made the low there, 33.2, and now we took that out. So now we're looking at lower here. You can trade Riot, Mara, GBTC. There's a bunch of different names here, or you could trade the coin itself. So Bitcoin's been a fantastic. Look at it. Look at it hold 34,000. So let's see if it eventually does break that. But we'll check back in on coins as we go, as the show goes. So $46 coming. Another name that I like here, guys, that we didn't talk about. I made SMH one of the plays of the year, which is the semiconductors. AMD, a big part of that. NVIDIA is going to be huge this year as well. AMD, watch out for 99 breaking. Hopefully that comes soon. We could switch over to a 1-minute chart now as we have less than a minute and a half before market opens. I do like a 99, which is, I mean, it's well away, but I think we can get to 99 at some point. I think that was yesterday's high. Yeah, 99.15, 99.20. Let's see if we take that out. There is also this 98.40 level here. So if we want to go, we could definitely try that on AMD, 98.40, also 99. I like everything about AMD, guys.
Yeah, I just got involved in a couple names. The LJPC, this one is on the watch list. I think it's his last name there. Lajola Pharmaceutical.
There goes Lemonade.
I can pronounce it a heck of a lot better. Lemonade, about not quite $1 in the money, but getting close to it. But this one rolling through the pre-market low here. I tried to short once and got stopped out 620. I'm now back into it below the $6 range. Going into the open, I don't want to average into this one too hard. And then USWS broke $1. I can't believe I missed it when it broke $1. It consolidated at 97. I'm going to start small at 95 because I really like 97, 98 better, but I might have to dig in at 95 because that could be the only price I get. We got Lemonade because I had to wait for it to come back up, but 30 seconds till that open. Miss V
watch out for
is
Palantir
on
here.
the bell here, so let's get this party started on this Tuesday. I guess it's offering day is what I'm going to call it. That's kind of an awkward name, but we'll go with that anyways. Let's drop this countdown right here, right now. I already had 3 positions and possibly getting into some Baidu and Xpeng as well.
All right, guys, we have Palantir getting ready to go through 26.50. If that does that, we'll take that through as well. I hope my stop orders will work. Let's go. XPEG 46 as well. All right, the bell has rung. So let's just wait to see here what Palantir does. I'm not going to wait for the confirmation from our script orders. We're going to wait to see Palantir, but right now it doesn't look like it wants to go. It is open, so 26.25. Palantir coming the other way, so we're not going to worry about that until it does break above 26.50, guys. Palantir.
Yeah, Lemonade 160. It ticked off 167 for like a brief second here. Whoa, never mind. It just actually filled at 167, so we got like 250 on that. See if we can't hold the rest. Already a nice trade in the LMND, and just knock my keyboard down a little bit.
Yep, big
LJPC also starting to roll over. I can't add to that one. I wanted it at 580, 590 if I could, but already starting to roll at 570, guys. That's headed to the downside as well. USWS holding steady, holding firm at like 95, 96.
Yeah, we're waiting for this one. It looks like XPeng is probably going to go through 46, and there it is. So yeah, we did take some shares there on XPeng, breaking through 46. So let's just try to take some out as we go to the upside. We took a little bit out there at 15. We're going to see if this one can run. Lemonade, good call there. $2.50 now in the money. We'll see if we can get filled. Bang! A nice little $3 win plus on XPeng. Hit the on Lemonade. Slapshot Central on that one, guys. Let's go.
And USWS, I'm going to get into some more shares in front of $1, guys. I just want to make sure you guys can see there is a bit of a level, but it's not much at $1, guys. There's a bit of a level at 102 as well. I just got into 99's average price. Now I'm going to it's gone through this before. I want to see it test 101, 102 before just jumping out at the even dollar. Had this been the first break, I would have just punched right out at the 1 even. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
This new SPAC, guys, CCIV, just popping up through pre-market highs here, 1510 area. Taken out on volume. So day highs, all-time highs for Churchill. Remember, this is the one that's going to become Lucid Motors, guys.
Right. Lucid Motors. Okay, we'll watch that. Nice little out there, as you said, 15s. We took a little bit more out, 75, as we did break back down below, but we're still long 46. On the bottom side of XPEV, just looking for some levels here to see what we're going to do. We still have a 1-minute chart up yesterday, I think right around here. 45. You can go back down. Yeah, break of 45. So if we lose $1 on this one, we'll flash out. Good out there. 166.50 off of a 169.60 position there. So that's a nice $3 win on Lemonade, but now going against us just a little bit here. So let's wait to see what it does. XPEV 45 is my out.
Yeah, and I just want to go to that CCIV. Just broke through the top here. I thought it was such a tight consolidation. I thought it might have rolled over. That's not happening, clearly. They're buying up the news this time on this back. 15.20 if it pulls back into. Going to look for a dip there. My stop worked, so I actually got out of the 69.65 short on Lemonade at 170 when it finally broke to the upside there. I just want to quickly, if I can, come back to Fubo. Almost said Fubu like 3 times there. It continues to run off of that 30 level. That looks like the one break that's just gonna kick me in the teeth all morning here, Sean. But yeah, it's off to the races. I think at this point, if there's going to be a trend, maybe a pullback into 31.50 is going to be worth a look here. USWS is starting to head southbound. I sort of gave you the reasons why. Allow it to break through to 101, 102 and test that level. as opposed to just jumping right out when it broke a buck because it had already gone there. So we'll go a little bit of a Superman action on that one. That's why we jumped in 99s, let it break upside, it put in lower highs already, and that graphic actually makes some noise. I don't know why we're hearing it. I'll take out 4 or 5 pennies for some of this winner, and it retests 90 to 92. You got to be thinking about 8 to 10 cent wins for a lot of these shares, just simply because that is some support down there, and it's a good return, 10%, guys. You can't sneeze on it.
No. Yeah, take that for sure. XPeng finally going as well. Nice little 18 pennies in the money, but we need more on that one as we go. So we're looking for that. Some other names that we wrote down here. Let's look at DraftKings quickly. DKNG, we talked about that, not talking about that earlier on, but 54.30 was a nice little level here. So we're going to look at that as well. So if we could break back above 54.30 on DraftKings, we'll take it. It looks like everything falling down, but look at the NASDAQ though, heading to the north side. So I think there's probably some value here to pick some stuff up. Let's pick up some DraftKings now. 53.60, and then see if it can hold some of these levels, man. 53.15, something like that on DraftKings. Let's see if it can hold. But right now, DraftKings falling down here. Not really too sure why. We'll see if we get back into this consolidation area. Thank you, Ms. V. They see your shadow there. 54, 53. Yeah, average into DraftKings. Let's take some positions right now, guys. Brandon, what up?
Recent highs here for Uber was just double checking. I think it's 52-week highs up here. But 56.20 through 56.19.20. Uber, big pop, guys. We mentioned a number of news stories here. 3.5% already.
Oh, I see. Like, I wish I understood that story enough to be able to say, yeah, you should just go ahead and buy Uber. And I loosely said maybe a 56 break. But look, no conviction whatsoever, because I just don't get how that news story is a super bullish for Uber in particular. But you look at that daily chart, it is breakout territory here. If it pulls back and retests 56, going to be interesting to see if it maintains that level to the upside. So I'd love to see it do that and see if we get some consolidation for a bit of a pullback trend on Uber. That's probably the only thing I'll have. Again, Baidu just sort of surprises me here. I thought we'd be looking at breakout trades, but much like every single time I've looked at Baidu in the mornings, if I don't get the break and it doesn't take off the top, I'm not going to sit here forcing it. Yesterday, if you try to catch a bottom, you got absolutely destroyed. The only level I'll look at now is 218. It either breaks out to the upside and gives you that 228, that 228 break, or you're defending 218, which was a big time bottom on Baidu the last couple of sessions.
Okay, so we bought some CCIV here. We're long right now, 15.24. We're going to watch out for that one. XPEV as well, a nice little win on this, as you guys can see. So that's been a big trade for us on XPEV. Not a big trade, but we're in the money 25 cents. But we did take a decent amount of shares. So we're going to see if this one wants to keep going to the high side. That's XPEV, of course. And then here goes CCIV. So we have this at 25s. We'll take some off right now at 40. And let's see how high it wants to go. CCIV, we talked about what they're doing right now. It's a SPAC. So we're going to go high side now, long at 15.24 for just another win right now. There goes XPeng still trying to go. Let's go, XPeng.
Yeah, and Zom, not Zoom, did test and break 125, was busy doing a couple of other things, but it slammed right back down. Now it's going to retest this level. If it fails at 125 here, and I'm looking at only about 400,000 shares in the offer, so not monstrous, I'm going to jump into my first short on the day on Zom. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
Just watching GM, guys. General Motors, big pop here this morning, back to recent highs. They're launching Bright Drop, which is going to be an electric vehicle delivery business for GM, guys.
That's a good coffee there. Okay, AMD, so we're still on CCV. Our best out's 15. We're going to give it back down to the bottom here, like 1470, 1480, but we're going to wait on that one. DraftKings, we haven't averaged in. We took it. We took one trade here on DraftKings, and this is our price, 53.67. So don't know why that was the price, but okay. Who wants to got some dark pools? We're going to give it all the way to the bottom here, 53 and change. Just got to make sure we have that order out. I have an upside target of DraftKings like 54.30. Like basically right where we were. I mean, if we can get some out at 54, we'll do that, as I think I have something in my eye here. But 54 going upside here on DraftKings. XPeng really disappointing, not really moving too much. Let's get some out. It goes as high as 40 there. Let's take some out for a quarter, and then we'll wait to see what the rest does.
I'm just going to hit I'll just hit the hot dog action for this LJPC. I did get this short initially at 91 here. It just has a bit of a bottom at 560, so it just held up again with a bit of an iceberg order, so I'll take a 30-cent win on some of it. I am looking to see if I can't retest the 6 even. Whippy action so far off of the open here, and 620 was a bit of a level I was using before. So in the event that I get a 6 even short again, I'll probably use that 6 1/4 before I'm even wrong. I'll just hold it to that price. You got to give it some room. This was a $4 stock yesterday, all the way up to like a 670, so big time range on it.
Okay, we're going to get long NEO here if it goes back above that 61.80. It just tried it again and stopped. So 61.80 on NEO. It does its patented NEO move where it just fades off the open, comes right down to that 60.60 level. So watch out, bouncing around VWAP right now. I like this kind of a break though, man. 61.80 if it goes. It tested last time, only got to 90, so be very, very careful. That does happen, and then if it does go through 62, we'll watch 62.25. What up, Beep?
Another one trying to bounce here. We mentioned this one yesterday. Ride, Lordstown, pretty strong once again. Volume through 26 there went off, but looks like it is starting to struggle a bit. Still down, though, for Ride today, guys.
Yeah, still down that 3%. I'm actually, and you know what's not surprising that it's down? I'm only going to bring up SIGL because it's at $13. It's not 4, but I guess the best way to put it is just not yet. So, of course, that made 0 sense. We didn't have any locates or the ability to short it. Trust me, if we did, I'm pretty sure we would have both liked it. I got in and out 24 to 25 when ZOM tested that level. Very quick in and out, tight stop there. I said 25 would be the level. It just broke up and failed. So it's still a bit of an upward trend, but if we can hug below 25, I'll probably take the same trade again if I see size in the offer.
Oh man, NEO. So NEO takes it, guys. It goes up, and we didn't get any. I mean, we got some out at 62, but it goes, or not 62, 61.94. It basically goes right to that level we talked about, 62.20, before turning around. So we got some offers now late in here, so hopefully we'll get out as it starts ripping back up, and then we'll watch out at 62.20. But we do have it, NEO right now to the upside. We're going to see what it does. And then we also have CCIV. Looks like it's going to try to break 15, but I just want to bring that to everyone's attention as we're getting ready for that one to get us out of that position, possibly CCIV. But there goes NEO, a nice little win through 22 now. Sorry, through 62. What's up, Pete?
Interlisted name here, guys. Ballard Power, I should say, all-time highs, 33.50 this morning. They also have a hydrogen product similar to the one that Plug is teaming up with Renault on some work to do. So Ballard Power up to 33.50 today, 15%, guys.
Rinse and repeat, and then do a backflip when we retest, and about to break 560 on LJPC. So it's been a few times I've shorted the same level. Pre-market loss, opening, scalp, and then we got into this one in front of that 625 chop area. Now we're going to take, again, like 30 cents for the scalp. If we go any further than this 550, I'm looking to cover some in front of like $5 or so, all the way down to maybe like a 450, guys. $4 is previous day close. I think that's going to be a good level there. I have not gotten into this Fubo, but it just pulled back. I mean, I should have been waiting around at 30 just in the off chance it got there, because it pulled back into it and then running again on Fubo. If this thing can actually hold VWAP at 31, that'd be another decent sign here. But I just kind of feel like I've missed the move, and I'm trying not to chase that one too much. USWS, I told you guys about 90 cents. I got short at 99. It's testing that one right now. You got to take off most of the trade here because there was support at this price in the pre-market earlier. That's why you see I have a lot of executions down around this price. If it breaks 90, there's probably another trade, but look out. It did jump up at about 7 o'clock this morning off of an 87 level. So that 87 to 90, I'm probably not going to touch too heavily, guys.
Okay, we averaged in here a little bit to NEO. So good trade there, hopefully anyways. We'll see how good it's going to be. CCIV does come down and we get out, but we took a little bit of profit, but negative stock there for sure. Okay, NEO averaged into 61.70 now. We took that right at VWAP 61.60. It goes all the way to 90s again. So we got to layer some orders here, guys, just to make sure that we do get it if it does go through. We do have a lot of positions, if you can see on the board now. DraftKings is trying to get back to flat there. We'll see if that can go up. I mean, we do like that position for obvious reasons. I've talked about DraftKings for a while. NEO now finally starting to go. So back in the 90s here. Let's just make sure we get some out. So a good little trade. We still have NEO to go to 62.20. We have a decent position long. It's a good one for us. So let's go on that. Missed opportunity. I don't know. I tweeted it out, but we missed it. CCL through 20. It's the very bottom there. And it breaks it, man. And does it ever break it? It goes all the way down to 16.65. So I FOMO'd the short a little bit here. Let's wait to see. Not a great position here, but we're trying with CCL.
Yeah, and I'm still waiting for this like XPeng break to happen. I mean, but you look at this consolidation. I mean, this is starting to really tighten up, and there's going to be a decent break. I know you're already here in the long position, Sean, which is actually forming pretty nicely, but there's a bit of a break that could happen to the downside. I'd call it like 45.90. It's not what the direction I was going to look to play in XPeng, but if it goes, I'll probably look for a scalp trade, maybe back into this 45.50 to 60 area, like 25 to 30 cents with a tight stop on the other end. Brendan?
More SPAC / EV news, guys. This one is this ArcLight Clean Transition Corp. They're teaming up with Proterra, which makes electric city buses, guys. So ACTC moving.
Is it ACDC?
Okay, NEO looks like it's going to break down to the downside. There it is. So we'll get out of NEO there and cancel all of our orders. So we tried it for the long. I don't know if that might have just been the wick spot right there to get back in. But we did get out there out of 50 break. So unfortunately, we got 40s. But we'll wait to see now what it does. Another break upside. I don't mind trying NEO one more time. But it did break there. So yeah, unfortunately, we are out of NEO 61.54. I think there's another opportunity to get long. We just got to wait for it. We still have our XPEV though moving around, not doing too much, and then our DraftKings isn't doing too much, and our CCL is not doing too much. So we're gonna wait to see on everything here. I think if the market falls back down, though, this CCL should be a good one, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I just got into this. I guess we'll call it probably a scalp trade. We'll see what happens on XPeng when it broke that 45.90 or so. I'm not going to give it a heck of a lot of room back to the upside. Probably like a 40, just above that 46 handle, but. Man, plug power, again, testing through the high of the day. I'm going to look at 65 when it gets there, but look at this whippy action. Right off 61.50 a couple of times, right off of this high of day, but breaking the high without actually really breaking the low. So I think we're going to be able to play a pullback. It looks like a slightly bit of an upward trend is the favorable action to that chop. So call it 62.5, 63. I'm probably going to park a bid down there and then see if I can use 62 as an out on plug power in the case it does pull back and give you the rest of this range.
Yeah, the market definitely pulling back down a little bit. Good thing we got out of our lemonade, guys. Lemonade right now, 180. Hello. I told you I normally buy up those offerings.
Here?
Today we tried to go short a little bit. We did a nice little $4 win on that one. What's up, Brad?
This one, guys, WW International, formerly Weight Watchers. There was an upgrade on this one as well. It is higher on the day. You can see 5% to the upside. There's a gap. We were down below 24 yesterday. Very choppy so far, but definitely doing more volume than usual for WW.
For a split second, I saw a big offer there on XPEV, and it just immediately pulled, guys. So I was able to get some shares out. I said I'd scalp it. I got like 15 pennies on the first third of the position. And now, if that's a fake order, I'm going to tighten the stop up even more. And if it breaks 46 even, I'm just going to get out. I was never intending on holding this one. So sometimes your stop or your reason to get out has as much to do with time and order flow than anything else, and that's one thing about a breakout trade which goes against my bias, which would have been to the long side over here in XPeng. So tightening up the stop, I got a little bit out for a win. It might turn into a slight loss if it breaks the upside there. We didn't mention TRXC. I just happened to be, I was going to play this one to the short side anyways in the pre-market as a bit of a rollover play. It was a great short off 230. Then came in looking at it consolidating in a tight range. I had the short when they happened to announce an offering, so I was able to take advantage of that, but it's now doing not a heck of a lot. It is trying to bounce back to the upside. I would fade it if it got anywhere into that 160 to 170 area that I would definitely like, but might be no trade on a TRXC. If you're wondering why that stock is down 12%, they had an offering.
Okay, and remember when I said that Tesla was worth taking on a day break there on this little mark right here, 836? Well, I didn't take it. So right there, a nice little $10 win for you. If anybody took that. Congratulations on that one. You got a nice little win for you right there. CCL coming back into the money. I still like NEO. I'm going to try a VWAP break of 61.50 if that happens again. CCL comes all the way back down. So let's see. We mentioned if the futures cracked, I think we could get lower again. Our average price on CCL is 70. So it's just right here. We'll see if we can't take some off on the high side. XPEV, we're still holding strong, but again, it's not really moving. So we're going to wait on XPEV again here. What's up, Bren?
Rig, guys, we were talking about the strength in oil this morning. Have a look at rig if you're looking for a little one. Recent highs here back through $3 on a huge volume spike. Almost 10% to the upside for a rig, guys.
Definitely a good look there. I'm actually almost all out of that USWS. I talked about the 87 to 90 area. It just broke 90, but look, it's immediately chopping up. And this is what I sort of said could happen. Some chop, no follow through when it broke that 90 even, despite it looking like a serious level. So you're looking at like 87 to the downside if that breaks to dig into a short, or just play a bit of a pullback going into 95. That ACTC there, that EV bus maker SPAC, that's halted right now. I think it's just a volatility halt. I'll have to confirm that in a couple seconds, see when it does open up. LJPC is also working in the money for me here, but I'm going to be looking at 87 break USWS, or if it pulls back into 95, I'll be adding to my short position. I already have some at 99 in the money 10 cents.
Fisker, we can look at Boeing here in a minute as well. I'm just trying to find some stocks that are possibly moving a little bit. So we did get out of some more XPEV. That's another 18 cents there. TWR, TWTR. Twitter, $48. Does make a nice move, and then it's just trying to make a bottom here, 47, 48. So there's some possibilities on that one. I do have some targets now for CCL. So we'll average in 2 VWAP right here. We'll see if we can get another couple shares, another third actually. So 50% there, 50% there. We'll take another 50% to put us to a full 100 though. But we'll go a third. Right now we're doubled in there, so we'll take one more shot. And then we'll use something like this 94 as a break if it goes. So here we go. NEO back up to 61.55. It breaks VWAP. We take it, and now we'll see. We'll just see where this goes from here. We could obviously retest the bottom again. If it does that, then we got to get out. But I do like NEO for one more test, guys, to the high side. Let's see if this one wants to go this time. Who knows? There goes CCL, though, out a little bit at 65 where he first got in. So this is a nice little win for us.
Well done on CCL. You always get, look, there was one day that I think you might have missed CCL, but it doesn't happen very often. You got to go back to wells that are working for you.
Yep.
USWS is trying to break that 87 and still looking for that ACTC. Oh, sorry, it did just open back up higher. So usually looking for weakness to play off of that when it's starting to go parabolic. We are opening higher than the halt price and holding above. If it halts again above 2180, I'm going to be looking to see if any open below 2180, and I'd probably be shorting it. It looks like it's very, very close to maybe giving a downside halt at around that price. Just looking at it, I want to see it below, but it has opened higher, so showing a little bit of strength in ACTC. I'm only going to take it short if it goes below that 2180.
Okay, I'm just making sure that I do have some stop orders out here just in case NEO doesn't go, but right now it's going, so good job. Let's go XPEV. XPEV now breaking out as well, guys. We've got all these right now. XPEV breaking out to the high side. NEO trying to go as well. It goes a little bit there. We get some out 63s. We get some out 69s. We're long 55. So let's go, Brendan, give it to them, bud.
Speaking of going, this one as well, Zomedica. Remember the medical animal space news on this one, 42%. Just made a day high. Volume through 130 on ZOM, guys.
Good job, ZOM. And then we also have right now as well, trying to get out, ZOM. I mean, we'll trade that. I talked about yesterday with one of our traders. I don't like trading stocks that are below $1, but ZOM now above $1. So good trade there. CCL, beautiful trade, man. We're short here. CCL 77, back down to 65. We've got out a couple of times right there. NEO, man, I mean, it tried to go. We got some out. Then we got it out again on the downside. I just don't want to hold it all the way. So we got out a half there. We'll see if we get out of the other half right now if this does break. So NEO doesn't want to go, but whatever. One electric company goes, the other one doesn't. So here we go on XPEV going to the moon right now. We talked about that one. That was the one here. Although I do have the stars beside the NEO, the XPEV also right there. So both of them missed on one, got the other one. This one's a nice little 60-cent win and more. Let's go XPEV. Keep going to the high side right now as we keep on running. CCL also 12 cents in the money.
Yeah, and look, I actually just scalped a little bit of that XPeng out, so it's been only 2 scalp trades for me here, both about 25 pennies. I think we hang on to XPeng. I'm going to hang on to XPeng, see how far it can go, but that ZOM is starting to go parabolic. I've stayed away from it. USWF is plunging. That one's been a fantastic short for me in my top stock, and I'm staying away from ZOM. I've been in and out, very, very tight stops a couple of times. I think if it gets to like a 150, I'll have a quick look at the offer and see what it looks like there. But for me, we're slaying the dragon, and that dragon has been USWS. I added to my position. I did still have some shares short at 99 when I added to it here at 87, guys. Those are the shares I have left on after finally getting out of my 99s at 85. This looks like it's headed back to at least 75 pennies. It was a 50-cent stock yesterday. There aren't many levels on the way down that are obvious to me, so I'm likely to just layer some orders to the downside and take the profit as it comes.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing the same thing here with CCL, just taking right now 13, 14, 15 pennies and just sitting on the bid and taking them as they go down. We've been doing that on XPEV, but I don't really have any upside targets other than we've gone inside once at 46 evens there, and now we're 46.09, and now we're at 65, so that's a nice little 60-cent winner. If we build this out to a 3-minute chart, welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us today. If it's your first time, I hope you're having a good time. We're here every single day. We're here until 11:30. It's been a good one. We had a couple of videos released yesterday on NEO. It's still breaking. So, I mean, 46, 47, 47.40. We'll put an upside target here of 47.20. We'll put an order once it breaks through 47. Then we got that smooth dollar here on XPEV. So let's wait for this 47.20 or so to go here on XPEV. Big win for me on this one. And then, like we just said there, CCL been getting out on that one on the downside as it's been heading there. So, Brendan, another one, bud.
Another one coming through here, guys. Westwater Resources, we've looked at this many times, just popping up on volume. Not a huge move yet, but definitely higher relative volume coming through, almost 5% for WWR.
Not WWE, but I'm going to update you guys on LJPC. When you heard both Sean and I say, throw some orders out so when it comes down, you'll take that profit. I did not have orders out on LJPC, and it did this. Actually dipped down to like 530 before coming right back into 550. I'm going to get some more. F95 is my average price here, and I shouldn't be splitting hairs between taking 30, 40 cents and like actually carrying about 50 cents as a round number. So I'll go ahead, and if I can, where's my execution there? I'm not crossing far enough. There we go. Just take a few shares out there on LJPC at in front of 550. It slammed right back up to that price and immediately started holding 550. So why wait for the bottom end of that? If it breaks now I'm looking at $5 for that ultimate target. It's been a good short. And I just don't want to throw that money away for you guys. Fubo, back below VWAP, so not holding that 31. Unfortunately, I was looking to see that if it would show some strength. I just got out of some shares on XPeng in front of 47, and every now and then it just sort of matters. I'm sort of doing double duty here, but 47 had a level. Trust me when I tell you, I was a little slow to get to it on level 2. It was there, and it was not that small, and it just got taken out. So Sean has some upside levels. I literally have none. On XPeng, the only thing you can work from here is these previous highs at 48. So I'll probably just throw an order in front of that. If it takes that out, you're breaking a recent range high, and you're looking at a secondary breakout type play, and XPeng maybe to that $50 level.
Okay, so we're also short NEO here. We're going to see what it does. I punched the short on that bottom. So right now I'm just going back and forth with NEO like a donkey, not doing too much. There's that level. Bang! You just talked about that one. So it's a winner, chicken dinner. Sorry for NEO's short there, but there goes XPeng. Huh? We got out some at 47. We still got a $1.50 winner. Let go. What up, B?
Etsy, guys, all-time highs here this morning. Still checking headlines, but already gone from 186 to 206. Bit of a pullback here for Etsy, up 11%, although.
For the record, I did get out of that short on the XPeng. It was always, if we're ever taking a break that's going to be, and I said it was going to be time-based as much as a level, I was going to give it to like 10s, and I gave it to literally to 46 even. I have an order in front of 48 on the reverse long. The 46.55, that I had that one all morning long as well. 55.50, it didn't matter what price you liked. It was basically the same principle on the breakout long on XPeng. Absolutely dying a faster death now is that USWS, so this is why I like the reload 87. Anticipated there'd be some consolidation to get some shares again, and then now it's headed down towards 80. Like I said, I had orders all the way down, and I didn't put orders all the way down to 75 because I thought it would take a little bit more time to get there. I'll go ahead and rectify that, throw some orders. So if it goes 75 cents, I'll get more out. It was 52 pennies yesterday. It's already sort of put in that halfway retracement from the top. So, I mean, it's kind of close to hitting our target there, or usually what it would be. But I only have about 25% of my 87 short anyways, guys. So I am working that trade off. It's been a fantastic one. I'm going to hit the Superman because I never seem to hit that one. Although I feel like my hair looks a little bit better in that because I did my COVID haircut, which I should probably get on that again because it's starting to get a little bit long, guys.
Okay, so I want to address some super chats there. Thank you so much to everybody here. Bob Plug call for 400. Now it's 1100. GG. Yes, good job there. Brian, thank you for becoming a member for sure. And then Eunice, thank you so much. What do I think about QS? I think it's a buy, but I haven't looked at it yet today, and I haven't pulled the trigger on my own account, but I can't believe that QS got attacked. Not attacked, but the stock has been attacked a couple times to the downside. So again, like we've been shorting NEO here. I mean, up and down today. It's going to be a negative stock for us. I'm trying one more time here on the short to see what happens around 61.50. Look, if that breaks, then we lose, and that's what's going to happen. So let's just wait to see. We tried again, 61.12. We're short. There's some size here. I don't know if this is going to go down anymore, but I have to give it one more try. Right to VWAP. We'll give it a little more room up to 61.50. Looks like it's trying to break it, and it's going to. So the short is definitely not the right thing here, but I'm going to give it to 61.50 and then get out. So we'll lose here on NEO today as it goes up, down, and around. Today's one of the very first days. There it goes. One of the very first days that we've actually lost on this name. So NEO back to the upside right now, which is fine. We have a $1.25 win here on XPeng, but we've lost more on NEO because we've just tried it so many times. I like Alibaba long and that ZOM. Wow, I can't believe we didn't trade that one.
I can't believe I haven't traded. Sean,
easy levels.
The reason I'm saying line it up and knock it dead is because on other days, I might have actually been also trading ZOM and losing to the short side. I put my I actually had canceled pre-market my Baidu order when my Lemonade one didn't fill. I put it back in. 228 did break. I just scalped some out in front of 230, so it took like 70 pennies and then took a couple of bucks here, just shy of a couple of dollars. It's now breaking into that gap. And I think the rest of this gap, and I'm looking back into yesterday's action here, you're looking at like a 235, 236 before it gets like really hairy, possibly slows down 233 half. But either way, the breakout is on in Baidu. It was crazy how much that thing fell yesterday, and kind of thought there'd be a breakout trade. I wish I'd done the dip buy, but it was only 218 that I liked, and it only got to 221, so it didn't come close to testing that level of the downside. Nice win to the long side here on Baidu. Also XPeng is still going up, but I'm going to get out in front of that 48 because I think 48 is its own level as well.
I can't believe Neo just cracks and then goes back. So we'll try one more time here to see what was that high there on Neo, 60. So we're going to give it to 60 one more time. We try the short again. We're going to go ZOM through 150. We'll try it, but we're trying one more time here on Neo. Internet Enforcers, what's up? If we get 5,000 likes, will one of you boys give us 20 push-ups? Yeah, of course. I think we could get 5,000 likes. I mean, we got that yesterday. So
that's too easy.
Yeah, thanks for the $20, and hopefully we'll get that. Help us get to that, guys, if you can. Neo reversing to the long side. We're caught short here, so we got to wait on this one. There goes ZOM, guys. ZOM just cracked itself. Let's just go back to that quickly. ZOM.AM right now, back down to 130, so a big crack.
I suck, guys. I said 150, and it turned at 148. I didn't take that short. That's horrible.
Okay, well, yeah, so back down there to 130. Still going to the downside, guys. We'll see what it does at 125, but it's Brendan at the big screen.
I might go long.
Hey guys, yeah, just like that, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets here. Pretty choppy action so far. A lot of stocks, pretty choppy. That usually means that so is the market. Look at that. S&P 500 basically dead flat so far. Yeah, there we go. Dead flat on the nose. Dow Jones up 0.01%. The NASDAQ trying to go positive. The composite has already. The 100, though, still struggling, down 0.08%. The Russell small caps 0.8%. Here in Toronto, 0.2% for the TSX. We have Brazil, BOVESPA, up 0.2% as well. If you're following along on the watch list, wanted to remind you of this. 238 we talked about for Zoom. We also talked about 228. That got broken, but 345 ended up being a bit of a top there. Zoom still strong. Not ZOM, but Zoom still strong, moving higher. Mentioned Walmart might not be terribly exciting, but it is coming up to this pre-market pivot. We had 149.5, trying to hold 149 now on a pullback for Walmart. Guys, back over to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit sick about that. ZOM, but XPEV, I just got out in front of 48, so we'll go again and try a little more combat action with that one. They're just working out perfectly. I'm gonna use the Mortal Kombat. Sean should probably hit the Street Fighter for that one. Let us know which game you like better. I like Sub-Zero. It is what it is. Everyone has their own favorite. Baidu here. I don't have a trailing stop in. I'm sort of gonna let this one play it by ear. I have a level 2 up here, and if it does pull back too heavy past that 230 mark, I'll probably get out. But I'm still looking for 235 or in front of it as my target out, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we right now have $2 in the money right now on XPEV, so that is a great trade. Thanks, Neil, for that one. Oops. And then someone just said, hey, Sean, look at DraftKings. Well, guess what? I got out on this 53 break. Like, you want to talk about a horrible trade. Now you're in the money $1. So congratulations to anybody that still has it. I don't, but there it goes. Beautiful trade there on DraftKings. And I had it, but it did dip below 53, and I just didn't want to give it that. Penn gets an upgrade, so maybe that's part of what's happening right there. We're going to try this one more time. Neo, man, let's just see if it takes out this high, 62.25 or so. It looks like it wants to. There's big size there at 62. I don't know what to do with this one other than we're going to hold it to see if it takes out the high. We've been short, so we're getting torn up on this one. It looks like we will probably have a negative day today unless I can find something else that's pretty hot fire here. This will be the first one in December, and I think the fourth one in the last 40 days. So we'll see if that happens right now, but it looks like it's going to, as Neo looking to rip my face off right here. XPEV, though, taking out 48, man. We were long, hella long. We actually went double our position right here at 46, so this is good. We're holding small, but we are holding it. So there it is, right now to the upside. All right, so here comes Neo. We did take another spot. Let's see what it does on the high side right now. Looks like it's going to kill us, or kill me anyways. Hopefully not you guys. There it goes all the way to the upside. Bye-bye, Neo. What's up, B?
Watch the gaming stocks, guys. Just seeing positive chatter in Texas. Penn and Donkey Kong. Have a look at DKNG. This General Motors story continues to develop as well. CES, the virtual version of CES underway. So General Motors already mentioned part of this, but this is a flying Cadillac, apparently, that General Motors is looking to develop. So another thing that GM just launched, a flying Cadillac, guys.
There's a lot going on in that thing, in that picture. I don't know, I'm squinting at it because I have like this little tiny program monitor that you guys can see. It's on the big screen over there. I just got to look at it before Brendan pulled it away. But interesting? I don't know. It looked like it had a lot going on. I talked about 75, and again, this is more to do with the fact that it was a one even break on USWS and a previous close at 52. So you do the sort of round number math, and halfway between those is going to be that 75 mark. Psychological level, first big up candle, right in front of that 75. I have almost everything out. I literally have almost no shares left, guys. So that was going to be the target. The last exits were in that range. I feel like this. I'm not saying the trade is done, but for me, the trade is basically done. Baidu, it gave me some signs that it was going to hold up there at 230. I said I wasn't going to go with a trailing stop, and then it broke 230, then bounced off this 229, and started making its way back up. And I'm like, okay, this is all right. And then now it looks like it is putting in that retrace. I'm going to give it all the way back to break even. I just kind of feel like I still think the stock has a shot to go back up. I don't want to turn into a losing trade. And if it bounces off of like 226.50 like VWAP here, I want to give it a shot, guys. So hang on to that last third of Baidu. Maybe I got greedy. I certainly could have taken a $3 or $4 winner at the top, but I was looking for much, much more here. And the reason why, it's not that I sort of made that up. It's just the gap was so big. There was so much upside potentially in this trade. Even if it went a fraction of yesterday's decline, I thought 35 was perfectly reasonable, and I still do.
Okay, 48.25 drop off. We'll get out of this one for $2.25 win, XPEV. So a good win for us right there. We'll hit the slap shot as the NHL's coming back, and we'll see if the Maple Leafs are favored to win the Canadian division. We'll see if that comes through. Hopefully it does. 48.45, 48.50. We'll see what happens right now. There it is. So we are out. So there it is right now. Siren alert for out of our position right now on this name. So let's see where we go from here on XPEV. We are now out. $2.50 win. What's up, Brand?
Well, great trade. Yeah, nice move for XPEV. The EVs on the run. MRO, we talked about the energy space, guys. Marathon here, 6%, just broke 810 there. Volume alert went off for MRO, guys.
All right.
Yeah, XPEV, I took it off too early. If you get out because there's a level that you like for a bit of a break, it sort of behooves you to take that break. And there's that 48. It actually hasn't gone that far. It stalled out at this level from the 18th, right here at like 48.80, which I kind of wish I had spotted that wick, and then there would have been a quick little scalp trade for sure there. Back past that 230 mark is Baidu. If it retests that 232 high, I will put a stop higher than the current break even at 228. Probably park it at 230 and make sure we lock in some of that profit. But XPEV, I wish I still had it. Hopefully, I'm sure you do still, Shauna. It looks maybe on the march to that $50, and it was a strong one this morning. That's why we pay attention to all of that news. We did, at least I have not mentioned Plug Power. I don't know if you have here, Sean, either. But Plug's starting to come back in just a little bit. Go ahead and cancel that order. It failed break through 65 and starting to roll over here. If it gets through VWAP, I want to see if we can take a 63 scalp trade. I would be in and out of it rather quickly with the same idea that I would have had an XPeng, where if it doesn't go in the first minute or two, or immediately shows like a level on the bid that's a little bit against my liking, I'm not going to hold on to it. It's more of a momentum thing. It's up 17%, so 63 break on Plug. Hopefully I'm scalping it in and out rather quick.
Palantir 2620. Okay, so let's just have a quick look here. I like his 2620 break. We were going to wait for Palantir to go through 50, but I think a 2620 is definitely worth it. So let's put a little bit of an order in through here to see if we can't get some Palantir to go alongside here through 2620, like 2621 or so on Palantir. I like it. We'll see if it wants to get going though through that top, and then we'll see if 2650 eventually hits. So I like it. We'll wait and see. We still got a small piece of Neo on, but it's still just going up in a way that is more just to watch it. I did want to try to get short again. if it does break the 62.30 or 62.20 back down to the downside. But I understand that. I said that this was one thing that I wanted to change in my trading, was not keep going back to the well here. So like I obviously took that short off the bottom there and then averaged in instead of just getting out right on VWAP where I should have. And then that caused me to think even more of that position and then get back in again. So yeah, 62.20 there. I think we'll try it one more time and then we'll be very, very prudent with the out if that does hit. So watch out to see if we do take that through, we will get it. Yeah, no, I don't have plug yet, but I do have GE. Not here today, but those of you know that we're long GE 1050. So this is a great little move for GE. I love GE this year. I also love Boeing this year as well. So those are two plays that are kind of hand in hand. I don't know. I like Ford. A lot of people for some reason don't, but we're long 650. That's going to be a good call. It looks like Ford right now trying to break above that 950. So if you like Ford, this is a good little spot now. Breaking out, especially on the daily chart. If we can look here on the daily for Ford, this is what we're talking about right here, guys. 950. Let's see if it breaks Ford.
Yeah, I mean, I'm into this plug immediately, and it's just not slamming back to the upside, but I don't want to be in very long. I have a short at 80, sorry, what do we have, 84s here. I'll give it to about the quarter mark on the other end of that trade, but I'm looking at Baidu, and I was about to put a stop order, a trailing stop in at this 29.75 mark, and then we turn around off of 80. So I'll probably use that same area. It just bounced off it anyways, but I'm trying to hold on to the rest of this Baidu trade, see if we can actually break out one more time through 232. Brennan, what's up?
I keep seeing this Time Technologies, TYME, pop up. Little small cap technology company up 18%. This is actually the third day in a row. We were at 140 3 days ago. It just broke $2 on volume. Not seeing anything terribly exciting as far as headlines, but volume, guys, for TYME.
So
we may get into
time travel?
Neo again. So I'm still looking at Ford. I'll take a 950 break for sure. We'll see if we can get that. We'll put on a big position there. And then only play it back. This is a daily chart. Only play it back to like 47 or so. I mean, it could break and then just, there it is. So now we're long right now, Ford. So let's see how high this one wants to go. We are long here, guys.
Yeah, I just got some shares out of plug there on a bit of a scalp trade. So we got 84 to 66 for the first leg. I'm actually going to throw another order in. I got to zoom in so you can actually see the perspective because that gap was so big. Some on the south side of 50 if it goes, and then I'll take the rest out in south side, in front of 62.25. I don't plan to be in this very long. At this point, if it breaks back above that 63, and I'm no longer using 25, but call it like the teens, so 15, I'll just get right out of it. I never wanted to be in this trade for too long. It is working for me here, but the second it snaps back up, I'm running away from the short and plug. Brennan?
Very careful with this one, guys. But FTFT, remember that big runner from a couple days back on the move, just popped up through 650 there on volume. Took out day highs, 23% for FTFT. Don't see any new news on this, but watch 750, guys.
Okay, so we're doing it again, guys. So a nice little trade here on Ford. We hammered this one, 51s. Now we're ripping to the high side here, 55s. Let's just see how more it wants to go. We've got some out 53s, 54s, and then we take a double shot at 55, now 56. So a nice little run. It looks like Neo got us in, and then we got out right away. So I don't know what happened there, but Neo flipping our bird off there for you. We lost way too much money on Neo, but here goes Ford. Nice little savior for my day. Go Ford! We also have this one in the personal account. This is a big trade. 58, 59. Let's just keep on going, guys. The biggest trade on the board, I think, P&L wise today. Let's just keep on going besides my losses on Neo. Keep going upside Ford. Let's go, buddy. We've got the shares. We're going to take some out right now, 59s. Let's go, Neil. This is a good one on Ford.
Ford moving to the upside. It just broke 232 here in Baidu before slamming back down. So it's the second test. I said I'd tighten the stop, and now it's going to go up to 230 even. If it's a failed break, there's no way I'm letting this go all the way back to like a 229, guys. So lock in what will be about $2 on the rest of this trade. I still think we can get like 6 or 7 if it continues this little trend to the upside. But I do not like failed breaks off previous highs. And this one, you can see that wick there, guys. So far looking like a bit of a trap. I'm gonna let it travel through 230. I'll probably retest this one back at VWAP if it gets there, but I promise trailing stop, and I would tighten it up, and that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Guys, cowbell and chicken dinner winner. Embarrassed to tell you how many shares we took here on Ford, but that was just a fantastic trade, guys. We're back from the dead right now, man. We just hammered that Ford trade, and I'm loving every minute of it right here as we just got some out there 60s. Great trade there. That's 9 cents on a $9 stock. That's 10% in about a minute and a half. Same minute. It's a 3-minute candle, so a little bit there. It's coming back a little bit here, but we're out, man. We're out of about 65, 70% of Ford. Maybe we'll take take out a little bit more right now, but what a monster trade for me. So hit the sirens there. Really, really happy with the way this one pieced out for me. So yes, sir, Ford bringing me back to life. Screw you, Neo. But not screw you, Brendan. What's
I mentioned this one earlier, guys. BMRA, they had that rapid 15-minute COVID-19 test approved over in Europe. It did halt on the way up there, but resumed to the downside. So 780 and then 8 at the top for BMRA, guys.
Moving my stop again because another target hit on plug just to continue to scalp the trade out. Ignore this dark pool prints. It never actually got above this 63.10 mark. That's where my stop was. Now it's going to be at 63 even. The next leg out will be in front of 62 if it continues. But again, I wanted to be in and out of this fast if it went against me. Baidu trailing stop hit. And look at this, it might end up being bottom wick of this move, and that tends to happen to me sometimes with these trailing stops. I might have got greedy. This is one trade, like no matter how the rest of the day goes, it's gonna be the first thing I review in the afternoon, or at least on the train home. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
I've seen a couple of cannabis names pop up here this morning, guys. This one first, Hexo, 10% to the upside, just made a day high, and then Cron as well. Had volume go off, you can see big volume spike as we broke through that 10.05 pre-market level, but coming back in, so Hexo on the run, guys.
All right, AbbVie also. Wow, I just got an alert from my broker there because I don't know why. I guess I must have an alert set up. I'm hella long AbbVie and like $60, $70 off some of those moves. So AbbVie hits 110, and for some reason I got a price alert from my broker. So I don't know. I don't have any options on that. I must have set that a hell of a long time ago. But okay, now Ford, man, 52-week high. Thanks for that, Brendan. Yeah, this is, look, I can't just keep talking about why I took it, but I told you right here, 950. We talked about it in the pre-market. I talked about why we like Ford. I've liked Ford for days, years, months, and here it goes, man. Ford just right to the high side there. My best trade today by far here as Ford nicely now 10 cents in the money and with a lot of shares. So good on me for this one. I don't know, patting myself on the back, a little Barry Horowitz action. But you know what? Sometimes you got to congratulate yourselves because I'm beating myself up over NEO as it just keeps on going up. Normally I'm a bull on this stock, but today we got messed up going short pretty badly, but we make our revenge here on Ford, guys. What's up, Brendan?
Okay, so on AbbVie, guys, Dragonfly Therapeutics saying that AbbVie has opted into Trinket immunotherapy drug candidate. So Dragonfly and AbbVie teaming up on a deal, guys.
So me and Neil going back and forth with wrestlers here. He said the black guy with kind of weird hair.
You know the half bald guy. He was the jobber in WCW. You know, I know you know what I'm talking about. It'll come to me in a second if you guys know. There's no way.
Oh, I know. Norman Smiley.
There it is. Norman Smiley. That was my favorite jobber of all time. Barry Horowitz, another good one as well. Like you said, pat yourself on the back.
I love Norman Smiley.
Brendan, pat yourself on the back for BMRA. This is as perfect as it gets. So you're looking for weakness on a post halt, testing a pre-market high and then not breaking it. That's an obvious. Look, that's a short through every time at like a 750 level. I'll test that 750 if it comes back there. I did get out of LJPC. It looks like it just trailed back to the upside. I was trying to hold this one. But it looked like it was looking too strong up that 550 area. All my shorts were in the 590 to 6 range, but I actually just took it out there. It's 565, so it won't be the massive home run trade, but it'll still be a good one. So I guess we're still lining that one up and knocking it dead. If it breaks 525, there might be another play in there for you to the short side if you like it. I want to go back to Fubo if I can. It's starting to look like it's getting a little weak. Look at this nice downward channel. I'm looking at 31 square in the face. I have not shorted. I can't remember the last time I shorted this stock. Today, I'm not saying it will be the day for sure, but if we can hold this VWAP, I'm likely to play the consolidation here and then use 31 in and out in Fubo. We've got to make sure I have some locates on it first.
Yeah, we're just going to tweet this out and say what's up to Jim Cramer here. I know he likes some Ford as well. So see if he can have a look at this one on the upside here as we're 960, 962. We're hella long this name, and it's just been such a great run for that one. CCL, I'm just noticing, I thought I was out right there, but we should have got out on that break. But again, I have like 5% of the position on this one, so I'm not worried at all about this. I'm going to keep looking back at NEO, but I hate it. Don't know why. DraftKings touches 55 and comes back. I think we'll look at that if it does retake 55 at some point. And then, yeah, Tesla, man, we talked about that break early. I'm still not super. How are you, Valeria? No, you just got a sweater. I was going to say, are you feeling still chilly? Tesla, wow, 858, guys. We talked about taking this break off the open, and we didn't. We were just looking at other things. I don't know why. I said it's worth a take here just to see what happens because Tesla's now 11 out of the last 12 days, I believe, upside on Tesla if it holds today. So that was definitely worth taking. Play momentum, guys. Just keep playing momentum, and you should be able to be okay on a lot of these names. We played momentum to the wrong side on NEO, but we don't have to be done with these names. But I do want to look at Facebook. Facebook's a name that I think just absolutely just destroys earnings. We'll see what happens when it comes out. But today we're down that 1%. We're back into earnings season now. We'll look at some banks, but I'm going to go back over to Ford because it just stalled there at 62.
Yeah, and the plug looking like it's trying to push down here again. I got an order in front of 61.50. Look, a couple of legs to the downside. I just got back in when 62 broke. So we did have that original short at 63 and then now a 62 level. Trying to scalp this one all the way down here and just see how it works out for us. And again, tight stops. I'm not trying to hold these very, very long. And the 63 trade felt a little bit better than this one. It's in the money currently, and it did give me a chance to get out right away, but the difference is low of the day here, at least off of the open, is just the south side of that 61.50 mark, guys, and that's where I have my bids in front. I'll give it to like 10s, very similar to the structure of the trade we had before, but I don't want to hold this too long, even though plug is trending to the downside. I'm only trying to scalp it long, or short, sorry.
Yeah, I guess I see a lot of people talking about BT. I feel you. I see you. We'll take a quick look at Bitcoin here for those of you that are looking at it. I don't know. It's back to that 34,000 level. So if you're looking to take something, if it breaks out, man, BT, Mara, Riot, or the crypto itself, definitely a good trade. As Bitcoin looking to break through 34,000 again to the upside. It looks like that's a nice little trade there. Ford comes back. We're still waiting at 62 to get out. I did take some 59s and some 60s there on the way out. So there it is, 62 filling. Let's just keep going. Why didn't I hold more of this, stupid Sean? Small cap recap with Brendo. Let's go.
Hey guys, yeah, pretty choppy morning so far as small caps are concerned. We'll have a look at a few here. TTOO, one that was going crazy in the pre-market all the way up to 230, ended up being a bit of a level, 230. 225 to 230 was resistance you can see in the pre-market. This is what FOMO looks like if you try and chase moves to the downside instead of waiting for your levels. So 220 up to 230 was the spot to be involved. There was a buyer, though, around 205 to 2. They kept squeezing it back up to 220. So that kind of got me out of a bunch of that up there at 220. Still holding some. I added back in. We'll see if it gets down to 180. Was a bit of a level from yesterday on TTOO, LJPC, La Jolla Pharmaceuticals. 660 and then 7, or 680, I should say, and then 7 at the top. Gave you all kinds of opportunity in the pre-market. Couldn't get above 6 again once the market did open. So 6 up to about 610. If it does retake 6 and start holding, get out of the way, because this thing could go to the upside. We're down to $5.20, $5 even could be possible for LJPC. I want to show you this one real quick. BMRA, talked about it on the spike up. It halted, but right back down. Watch 710. Quick scalps off the open there, but 710 has to hold now for BMRA, guys.
Speaking of levels here, I was going to talk about Lemonade in a second. It just took 185 before coming right back. But NEO at this top here, and I've been staying away from this. I did try XPeng. I had a couple of solid trades there, not nearly as good as the bottom pick that I think Sean had. I don't know the exact price. I know it was a fantastic one. But I'm looking at 64, square in the face, 63.81 pre-market highs here. If it was going to be a bit of a rollover day, that didn't happen, breaking through the bottom. But I will try it through the top. I don't usually short NEO. But it's going to be hard to get away from this consolidation right around here, and then using that pre-market high is a bit of an out here at 80, guys. So I'm going to dip into some NEO shares. I'll get to Lemonade in just a quick second, but that one looking super, super strong. How we got away with a win short on that stock is beyond me. It feels like it's always much stronger than I'm anticipating, Sean.
Yeah, no, that's for damn sure. We saw JP Morgan, and look, this is the thing. So Trader Joe, what's up? You've been with us since the beginning. I love how honest they are with their trades. And then this is the thing too. Here, Daryl, did I say go long JP Morgan at 95? Obviously, you know that. That's why we're all long here as well. I sure did right there. So on the way up too. So it's really super sick, JP Morgan. And again, we've made a lot of money, not just trading here on the show, but also holding positions in our PAs, our personal accounts, because bang for JP Morgan, chicken dinner winners, guys. I'm long. I'd show broker statements if we were allowed, but you guys know that we're long this name, sub 100, and it's just been such Such a crazy run to the high side here for JP Morgan. This is where we were just loading up down here, man. And then even 94, 95s, like you mentioned there, Daryl. You guys all know that I'm long this name. And yeah, 141 held to the yeah on JP Morgan, and held to the yeah too for some of you guys that are along DraftKings with me at $35. $36. I got a bunch of friends into this one last week, sub 50. They're loving life right now in the money, 10% in 3 days. So that's a good little name there. And again, you know, like I can tell you guys get long plug, get long this, get long that. Those stocks, do your own thing, man. Those stocks go parabolic. So if you want to get into there, but for investments and for quality names, man, I love DraftKings. We talked about that. We also talked about Best Buy. I don't know what Best Buy is doing today. Let's check back in at 110, 113. We talked about this 100. So there's 13% in like a week as well. So big time trading. And then Ford today, we cleaned that one up beautifully, man, on Ford, breaking through there. We're long again down here, 650. And it's not like we picked bottoms like in March, guys. Sure, like we're long square, 35, 50 bucks. But, you know, getting long in here when you had lots of opportunities, dips, back up, dips again. We're long 650 down here on Ford, and we're long today at 951. So, I mean, it's just been a monster day for us here. It's been a monster 3 months for me, not only trading on the show, but also in our accounts off the show. So it's just been great. Oh, another one, guys. Let's just check back. And it is about tooting your own horn at some point, but like GRWG, we're long 15, 16, 17. Big move up today. Take some off on some of these positions. Let's not just YOLO absolutely everything, but look at this position here. We're long right here off the debates, man, back in September, October, up to $53, the Home Depot of marijuana. You guys love that. I love that. Weed Batman loves that. Let's just keep trading, guys. And I just also tweeted something out, Neil, that I said, I guess XPEV, we got out of that a little bit, still DRWG. XPEV, we got out of that one a little bit too early right here at 48, as now it's 51, but we were double the long there, and it was one of my big stocks here. If you see on the sheet, 46.50, the number one hitter there on XPEV. NEO 62.50 looks pretty good right now, but I was shorting into that like an idiot. So we'll never probably short NEO.
The short's working right now on NEO, but I got to because I didn't get it in front of 64, I got it in front of 63.50. I'm going to get out, well, I probably won't get out at 63.50 because it's about to hit 63 even, and I'm actually going to take the winner on it. So I'll actually take 40 cents on that one, but it was going to be a tighter stop. You know, I don't think we got out too early on the XPeng. I think the mistake was I liked 48 as a level. It was there on the daily chart or on the 15-minute chart when I looked at the week. It was not getting back in on that break. I'm looking at Lemonade, however, here. And when I said skin of teeth getting out of a short trade for a winner when clearly the stock was strong, yeah, if you have rules, I mean, sometimes like. Is a winning trade, so it's not going to fall into that whole quote that I always like to say is sometimes your best trade is the one that you don't make or saving yourself from a loser. In this case, it was having a good stop on Lemonade. And it was going to be a tight stop because of that consolidation. That's the setup that I liked. I still think at some point Lemonade is going to give you a decent correction. It's probably going to be back through this 185. It just had a jailbreak through there. Got to 190 or almost to 190. It's now giving some consolidation, now back below that 185, but the spread is over $1, not touching it with a 10-foot sword unless I see offers below 185. Brennan, what's up?
This Fubo TV, I actually just got an alert on that. Lemonade as well, as we broke through highs there, but Fubo TV also sell volume coming in at 31.50, so it's kind of stalling out here. Right off the bat, we had trouble around 31.50. We're right back to that level, still 15% for Fubo, guys.
Wow, Fubo. Okay, right here, guys. Yeah, Fubo TV, we gave that target through $30. Where was it here? Oh, yeah, here it was. Are the traders trading CFDs? No, we're trading straight stocks. Someone said there's a guest trader. So I talked about Best Buy with Mark Roberts. He didn't like it. Sorry, Mark, we'll talk about that tomorrow when he comes on. I liked it around that $100 mark. I'm trying to find the note there. Oh, here it is right here. Taylor Day. Yeah, it was Marcelina. She came on, I think it was the next day or the day after, and mentioned about Best Buy as well. So what's up to Marcelina? I hope you bought that with us there. I don't know if it was under 100 or not, but it was definitely around that $100 mark. We talked about that. Mark didn't like it. I'm going to find out why. I like that Best Buy play there, and we have it. So, yeah, good one there. Ford still breaking out, man. Ding, 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 all the way to the upside. Wish we would have held that. We might have had our biggest day in a long time if we did hold that. We only have one negative stock today, well, two negative stocks when DraftKings really shouldn't be. NEO, we're negative on that one. And then we do have DraftKings, which, of course, we were just long at 53.70, and then Texas got involved, and it ripped all the way to 55. So let's see what NEO wants to do. We're flat on everything. We're just waiting for Ford to keep on going up.
Wow, I mean, I'm not usually flat at this time of day, but you said NEO. I just got out of NEO. I did not see it tick all the way down to like 60 to 60. It only gave me a 40-cent scalp win. But we talk about NEO trading. We dropped a video for it. Why? Because it's been in play, whether it's NEO Day, whether it's the offerings coming out. I checked out the video, just ideas on how we've been approaching it, because it's a highly active traded stock for day traders, for swing traders alike, and there's no way you can get away from the space or this name in 2021. And there it is. I actually said what year it is without making a mistake. Brendan, what's up?
The ACTC, that's the other SPAC, EV-related SPAC today, ArcLight Clean. They're taking Proterra public, which is a public bus EV maker. So ACTC stalling out here at 21. So we just had some sell volume come in. It held at 21 there after that huge spike up to 23.5. Looking a little weak, guys. ACTC.
I would like this. I'd like that so much better if it was below 20. I just don't want to step in the face of that. And I'm going to get back to ZOM. I actually not made a trade in this thing since testing in and out for like a 1 penny hit at 125, and I had some very quick pre-market trades there. So I've been very light despite the 400 million shares in volume, and it's because I was waiting for that one trade, and it was, I talked about 150, I said it, but I was involved in some other names at the time. It can't even hold below 125, so it's not really showing the rollover weakness that I'd like to see. It's still showing at least a little bit of strength, and if it breaks back up, it's likely to retest a bit of a lower high at least, so call it 135 to 140 before I touch that trade. Or if I can hold an offer below, if it can hold an offer, not I can hold an offer, if it can hold an offer below 125, I'll get into a short with a tight stop in that direction as well. But I'm not going to force the trade. No way, no how, not in that name. It's going to give you opportunities. It's going to do another billion shares today. So if you force the trade there, I feel like you're a sucker. You're always going to get another shot at it. Uber caught my attention here just because it put in, I want to call it a lower high. I mean, the consolidation is a lower high, but it just ticked up to 57 even, so now double tested that. The news, again, didn't make a ton of sense to me why it would shoot up this much, but it is what it is. I'm just playing the structure of this. If I can get it in the 60s or 70s, 60s, 70s, or 80s in the short, off of that high a day, I'm now going to play the retracement on Uber.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because we were looking at Uber earlier. Wow, I just got 72s there. What did I get there? No, 70s on Ford. So we're almost out of that position. We'll wait to see what Ford wants to give us later on. We do have an offer at 72. I thought we just got it. But we punched that long through 51. And again, guys, like, depend on what you want to do, but you could take 10,000 shares, 200,000 shares, 1,000 shares, 10 shares. The idea is it broke out. It was breaking out through 50. We saw it ramp up. I've been watching this stock for a hell of a long time. So that was that 950 break. Like, it should have been even more shares for me, to be honest with you. But we'll wait to see now as it testing new highs. Thank you to our new members. And yeah, again, someone said, Daryl, yeah, it was Marcelina B on the show. Yeah, I'm not going to forget. I give lots of shout outs all the time to members. Here's another one. Copo, thank you so much for coming through. And Thomas, thank you for coming through as well. That's the most important thing for us, is to have you members. And look, if you guys are making calls as well, that's absolutely fantastic. So we're going to go back and forth on that as well. I also did put a buy on Boeing. And right now, Boeing, that's the daily chart. I think this is a good little level. We talked about this. Mark was mentioning it going down to 185 or so. I don't think so, but we'll wait to see here. Upside. Let's check out a daily chart on Boeing. It's just kind of bouncing around a little bit here. This is something that I don't trade, guys. So if it's just bouncing like this, it's not really worth it. Really no momentum there. We're going to pass on Boeing, but we're going to say Yahoo to a nice little 20-cent win on Ford. So that's a $9 stock. 20 cents upside. Good little return there for you guys on Ford. Hopefully that's something that you all had. But Boeing right now, not doing enough for me to be interested in.
Yeah, and that's like, Boeing's not always going to be a day trade. Every now and then, I feel like it does find its way into being worthwhile. And I would have liked it if it had shown weakness on Monday through 200. But I mean, I just got into Uber, so I got 56 to 62 as my price here. I'm looking at that 57 top, but I mean 80 as well for a lower high. If it breaks that, I'm likely to put another short on closer to 57. Brendan?
Just watching some of the tech names, guys, specifically Twitter. This one down 1%. Not a huge move here. Volume kind of an issue as well. We're below 48, a little negative again today. President Trump making comments currently about some big tech companies. So heads up if you're trading any of the Apple, Facebook, Amazon, even Twitter family at this point. It's 10:30. That means there's about an hour left in the session over in Europe. Valeria is watching what's going on over there. What's up, V?
Hey, Brandon, European shares are mixed. Coronavirus is in focus. Food services group Sodexo, trading in Paris, is up almost 2% after JP Morgan upgraded the stock to neutral. Back to you.
Yeah, we have to double check on Renault as well, having quite the day, guys, after that plug announcement this morning.
I said I would be looking at ZOM here. I keep almost saying Zoom. It's starting to creep back up. It did bounce off 125. It said it couldn't hold an offer below there and was looking strong. The one more thing I would have loved to see is like a bit of more of a quicker, more parabolic move into that 135.40. Otherwise, if it just continues to try to put a lower high in, I might scalp something out in front of a 135 level. Now, again, this was the last little hump. If it breaks through there, I'd probably wait to see if it does make a bigger push up. It's not going up nearly as fast as I thought. It's because there's so much volume and liquidity stalling this one out, guys. So I want 133 or 134 to quickly get into something. I won't let it go past a 135. Uber creeping back up to that high. So I might be in and out of that one and then looking at a test of 57, even the current high of day.
Okay, we're still looking right now at Fortis. It's now to 75. Like, this has been a good trade for me, man. We're still in some of the shares, but not as much as we should be, of course. We've just been getting, I mean, you could see this is rapid fire out. That's how you know I have a lot of shares in a decent position, because I'm able to do this, right? All the way out. So that's a good trade for me. Right now, 76. I just wish we would have held it, but again, I didn't. I took most of them out, 60, 62 for that 10 cents. And again, if you guys saw the position, you would understand why, but there it is now to 76. So a good trade right there for Ford. We made back basically the disaster that was NEO. We come back with that one now. As NEO just still hovering around, I will try to find a short, hunt that short out. I'm going to come for you, NEO, at some point, but it might not be today just because of the way it's trading. The CCIV, there's another loser for me here, but very, very light. We did take double out on the top side on a 15.25 break. We're able to get 40s. It never took out. I guess it took out right away 50, but other than that, we dropped back down. So there's, like, again, that's about a 40, that's exactly a 40-cent hit. And we only took 20 on the upside. So that is a negative stock for us. But that is CCIV, which is the new SPAC.
And there is some size here, just scrolling down on the level 2 on Uber, which I anticipated at 57 even. There's some at 96, there's some at 98, there's some at the even dollar. So I got out because I wanted to work back into it off of that level, which is exactly what I'm going to do here. But got to have the hands and the keys ready to go. This one could break. It's at least looking like it's going to try to, but I just added some, so I have 94 now. If it does go, I'd like to ideally, I mean if it breaks the level at 57, ideally at that point I'd have like a 96 or 97 price, but it would actually have to print me at 96 and 97, and that never got there last time. That's why I have a 94 short. With this trade off of that even level, I will be taking some shares out when it gets to the 70s and 80s, scalping some out because you're using that sort of psychological level 2 size a bit more so than a momentum trade. So the bulk of it is going to be a scalp trade where I'm going to be in and out hopefully for 5, 10, 15 cents, something in that range. If I get those 97s, 98s, the rest I would hold for a bigger move.
Okay, yes. Okay, so Ford again out some 77s right now. Good trading on that one as we go, obviously. Plug Power, like Neil said, I don't think we've traded this today, but we will look at it. And again, why not? With that deal with Renault, it's just been hot fire for them. And you see today up that 15 and a bit percentage. So a good little trade here on Plug Power. If you're long, I mean, I'm thinking right now about going short through 60, 65. Going short the EV space today has not been a good one for me, as you know, so I'm a little gun shy on doing that. But 60, 65, it's set up nicely, so I don't think we should be scared, obviously, of that. If it's profiling for us to trade it, we should do that. So 60, 65, this is a 3-minute chart. Let me put it down to a 1 just to get a quick little look here. Yeah, I don't know. We're coming up to view up again. We're trying to hold some levels. You know what? Plug's not super exciting. There are better stocks to trade. Tesla's still up that 7%. Apple now moving to the high side. Those President Trump comments scared me off a little bit, but what day is it? The 12th, so 8 more days, I guess, and then we don't really have to worry too much about his policies. So we'll wait. 129.50. I think Apple is definitely buy on any sort of dips. We should have got long down here around 128, guys.
Yeah, so I did get a little bit out first leg at 90 on Uber. I was rounding into that short. I have 95 as my average price because I never actually got anything at 97 there, so I had to end up taking some shares at 96. If it does roll down and then breaks through this, I guess where we got out of the other short here, that 56.80, I still will have shares on. But I will have scalped out about half of the position into that 56.80 and then hopefully work that down to 56.50. But it is still testing that level and that size at the even dollar. I did finally get into ZOM here at 133. If 35 breaks, I'm going to be out of that one as well. But 33.34 was the entry I was waiting for on that particular name. Just a recent high that it made. So only Uber and ZOM to the short side for me currently. And here goes Uber to the downside. I love showing you guys this because we did a video on scalping. And this is one of those trades that, if you have direct market access like we do, it's just, it's a solid risk to reward. You know exactly what wrong means. It means breaking out some of these levels here. The last one, of course, at 57 even. And then you're just as actively trading as you can. I was able to get a bunch of fills down here in the mid 80s. So starting to turn this one to a winning trade. I would add one more time in front of 97 or 98 off of that 57 level. But getting my second entry into ZOM here if I can, and I want like a 34 half if I can get it, which I just did. If 35 breaks, I'm out of that one. It's still looking very strong, that ZOM. That's why I'm only taking paper cuts with it and not digging into anything too deep, guys.
Okay. Yeah, we're trying to wait for ZOM to break. And I mean, if it does, guys, we're going to go long good shares. So we're waiting for that one. I mean, maybe it breaks through here 135 and change. But unfortunately, I haven't been watching it to see the order flow. So it's going to be tough to sit there and trade it. We are out of Ford, the majority of our shares there, 78, 77. We'll get out of everything else. If it does break back down below, I guess 70 or something. But Ford, my biggest trade of the day by far, net-wise, I think the biggest trade here for us. So that's a good one. Tesla, missed opportunity. We keep talking about that. We got to find something else, though, man. Square was beat down yesterday, making some moves today, obviously because Bitcoin's battling back a little bit. So we could maybe get into some Square later on. What's up, Bren?
I feel like I'm going through this entire group, but here's the latest one, guys. Oxy. Occidental day highs here. Look at the volume that just came in there through 22. So recent highs here above 2170 for OXY, guys.
And once again, like ZOM, like in 33, 34, out 35 when it goes. It's just very, very tight stops for me. I'm not holding anything in that trade. I am still holding on to Uber. The longer it holds this top, it goes both ways here, the more likely that eventually it breaks. But also the deeper I think the pullback could be. If it consolidates long enough without breaking that 57, it's going to be a good spot for us here. So I'm not going to go, I just got some more shares actually at 97, and I have another order there to get some more again. And I'll continue adding everything that I take off on the scalp trades, but I'm not gonna, I still maintain that if it breaks this 56.80 level, I'm waiting for like 56.50 for the rest of that position. Now, that means the risk to reward is going to be fantastic, but keep in mind, if you miss 57 even, it could go very far, very fast. I want to quickly, if I can, go back to another name that we talked about this morning. I wanted to be looking at Walmart today, but this is, if you ever hear us say a stock is choppy, this is exactly what we mean. This is choppy action in Walmart. There is no break to be had. I guess we'll have to wait for like a 150 at some point in the future. It doesn't look like it's going to be today. Thought maybe you'd get some action when they had that news about their starting their own fintech, but nothing to be seen here. I still am very, very interested to see any details that would come as to what they would be offering, because that would affect a firm who is one of their, they're one of firm's actually clients. They're not one of the biggest ones. That, of course, would be Peloton.
Yeah, that's right. They have Peloton, they have Walmart. That's a firm coming tomorrow. Yeah, Palantir, not bad right now. I think it's probably worth a little shot right now. See if we can't take it. So there, oops, go over to it. We just buy some Palantir at 05 as it's above VWAP. Let's see if it can hold this $26. But I definitely like this name right now, Palantir, through 26. Let's just see if it holds VWAP. Back downside, 25.96. We'll see if hopefully it never sees that again. But here it comes. 25.96 will get out of Palantir. Maybe 90 or so. Let's see what it does. But we are ready for Brendan at the big screen with Sector Watch, I think financials.
Hey guys, yeah, let's check out the S&P 500, see what's leading the rally so far. This is a little deceiving, I think. Very positive looking board, but Overall, the market just up 0.2%. Yeah, banks definitely strong here. Front and center for the banks, insurance companies specifically, the entire group in positive territory. UNM, AFL, and HIG about 3 to 4% positive territory. The individual banks up here all as well in positive territory. Diversifieds outside of SPGI, the entire group in positive territory. I want to talk about this group though. I mentioned Etsy earlier, 13.25% now for Etsy, LKQ, eBay, Lbrands, BBY there as well. We talked about that one. 2 to 3% as well. So retailers very, very strong. Apparel makers very, very strong as well. Under Armour leading the way, 3%. You can trade either one there. HBI and PVH there as well, about 3%. It's very rare, but yeah, GM 8.5%. Tesla right beside it, only 6%. So GM leading the way as far as the automakers are concerned. Ford there, 4.6% as well. GM with a number of announcements, if you missed it, at CES, the virtual CES, CCL, RCL, some of the cruise lines to the downside, but otherwise consumer discretionaries very strong. And then, yeah, it's all about this group, the entire thing in positive territory. If you can't see that, energy stocks, very strong. Oil still up about 1%. Tech shares over in the corner today, not really doing a heck of a lot. The software names offsetting strength in semiconductors. Overall, the market's still in positive territory, but only just 0.16%. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Brendan. Yeah, I think we're getting a little warm now. Maybe we'll take this sweater off in a couple seconds. So we are ready to go with Palantir here. We talked about why we like it, 2606 there. It does go to VWAP. We're waiting a little bit lower to get a few more shares there. 98 we were waiting at. It only goes... Oh, okay, I guess we never got printed. It goes to 98, but we're waiting down there to get more. So we'll wait to see on Palantir to the high side now. Hopefully it keeps going. Target for Palantir, like... I don't know. I would like it to get into this consolidation area. We do have some issues there. It does go as high as 13, 11, 12, 13 there. Let's see if we get some more before we decide to get any out. Maybe to get out of maybe a quarter of it at 15 if we can. And then let's wait to see, just because there's some consolidation up here. So we'll see if we can get out, and then we're going to target 35, 45 there. If we're lucky enough to get that, then that's great. And we are going to average in and then dump it down here, 25.90 or so if it does break. But here go right back to flat on Palantir. Let's see how far this one wants to go. And then our Ford, man, we're long at 51 right now. It's kind of settled down. We're going to get out if it breaks this wick back down to 68. So I'll take another piece out right now on Ford. But really the only position that we really have on of anything real concern is Palantir, guys.
Yeah, and I'm going to adjust the strategy just a little bit here because I can get more aggressive in this range. I never got half the shares out there on Uber when it just ticked down to 56.80. And why? Because I took a quick bathroom break. And Sean, I did say it was going to get ridiculously hot. It was like, before it gets too cold, I'm not going to get my sweater because I guarantee it's going to go in the other direction really quickly. Before we went to Brendan there, we're sort of talking a little bit about Walmart. And the reason I wanted to mention Affirm is because we try to prepare you guys. And there is a big IPO. It's in the fintech space. If you've never heard of Affirm, buy now, pay later type of concept in fintech. So they do a lot of business in the United States with Peloton being their biggest client. We talk about this IPO. It is coming up tomorrow. I can't promise we'll be able to trade it on the show because sometimes they open at 11, sometimes they open at 12. Every now and then they open at like 1 o'clock, Sean, so we don't really know what's going to happen, but you can know what to do if you check out that video that we've done for you guys. So it's going to be an interesting one. I think tomorrow, regardless of when we can trade it or not, my orders are locked and loaded in Uber and Zom. If I had held on and not just had a 135 stop and just got immediately out for a 1.5 cent hit, would it have worked as a scalp trade? Yes, but then I wouldn't have been following my rules. So a winning trade where you don't follow your rules to me is not a win at all. I'm still waiting for this one to break higher and make a test at 150 or break below and hold an offer below 125. I've gotten in so much trouble in the past forcing trades in this. You can still see it's looking relatively strong, even with that breakdown at 150. And you can't just sit there and say, well, I missed that 150. I got to find a trade to win on it. That's not the way you're going to go and be successful in this game by over trading. I am all out of that USWS, but it's put in a double bottom here at 75. Remember, that was the target before. I'm not saying there's a bit of a trade-off at this level, but if I did see a big bid in front of 75 even, I would probably be scalping some long trades off it. I haven't seen anything like that. If I do, I'll let you know via level 2, and then even look at a breakdown trade through 75 cents on USWS. It's been my best stock of the day. I'm not going to force trades in this name, but I would like to go back to the well if I can. Thank you very much. I'm not looking that gift horse in the mouth this time on Uber. I said I'd scalp half of it off if it got down to 580. So 56.80, that's what we're trying to do here. A couple of more fills, and I'll have done exactly that. And then we can see if we can get down to this 56.50. Playing off of size on the offer and a double top in Uber at 57.
Yeah, I like that 57 break, that's for sure. But there is some nice little levels downside there, like Neil's saying. 56.70, 56.80. We're going to go hard on an Uber break through 57. It should be close to all-time highs. If Brendan can check that, I think it is going to be near all-time highs here for Uber. So, yeah, 57, no-brainer break on that one. Let's see if it goes. I don't know. Similar to what we did on Ford, though, guys. We're out on Ford there, out 774s, and then out the rest at 68 for a monster win there. Let's see if we can do the same. It looks like Palantir is going to break to the, yeah, okay, so it's going to break to the downside. We should be getting out relatively soon. I think on a 90 break, we'll get out. I'm not sure where the order is, but look, it's a 4-cent spread here. So you got to watch out, obviously, for Palantir, as it looked like it's coming back downside now. So that'll be a loser. And that was one of the only good positions I thought, not good positions, but decent size-wise that we had on. So let's see if it breaks through 90. Just to double check. Yeah, that's going to be our out, breaking through 90. We're going to hydrate ourselves a little bit now, and we got to clear our throat. But we are watching Palantir breaking through 90. What up, B?
Another little EV maker, Solo, guys. Remember SOLO just starting to rip here. Some volume coming in through 750 all the way up to 790 already. We're back to, we've been in this channel for months, I want to say. 810 is kind of the top end of this channel on the daily chart for Solo, catching some volume.
Yeah, I'm actually just adjusting my order because as you take shares off of something like an Uber, I actually have a different amount of shares when it's going to break. So I want to make sure I have the correct amount so I get long what I want and out of everything in the other direction, guys. So that's the first things first. I have to make that adjustment here in real time. And there's the break. I don't know if you got it. I did not get the long. I was literally in the middle of adjusting it. I got out of my short, and as I was talking, 57 goes. So I hope you got that long trade, Sean, because it looks like a good one.
Yeah, we punch Uber out, baby. There it is. Yeah, Uber right to the upside there. We take a little bit off, but yeah, who knows? There's your chance to get long again if you want it. We took some off at 10s there, 9s, 11s. Our best out 12s there. So not great, but we're going to see go to the high side right now on Uber. Bang! There's your refill, Neil. Hope you got that one.
Thank goodness. I did get 01s, but like that's honestly that's luck because if you miss your first shot, that's pie in the face. It fortunately gave me back at 01s, and that's like sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. But Uber, a good look there. It was a scalp trade off 57 for the short trade, and then now you got the long. I'm going to hang on to this through 57.25 because I already have 30% left. Just see where it can go. Like you said, all-time highs, right? So no obvious levels above here, guys.
Money. Yep, that's it, exactly. Easy call there. Love that 57. And honestly, if Neil wasn't trading it there, I probably would not have even looked at that. So really super happy with this break there. And we take that one. Hell yeah. Uber, man. Good trade. Long through 57, up to 57 and a quarter. Beautiful trade there. Yeah, we're doing much. Like if I just didn't have Neo on today, this day would be through the roof. But we had it, so we lost on it. We put a lot of money into Neo, but whatever. Here's another 30 cents. We move on. There's another 30 cents on that one. Ford, a fantastic trade today. Now we're just waiting, man. Palantir, let's go. Let's see if we can go. We average it at 98. Our average price is only 03. We're only up to 01. May take some off here, even for a loser, just because of where it's come from, guys. But Palantir, yeah, see there it goes right back to the downside. Let's take a little bit off if we can, but not much, guys. Good, go. There you go, Uber.
Yeah, there we go. I just got some 39.
Yeah, buddy.
I should have got that in the 40s out in front of 57.50. Let's hold through a 57.50 break, see where it goes. My negative stock in the day is ZOM. It's been taking tight stop losses on that one, so really not much. But my worst trade of the day is going to be LJPC. And it's not, I got out for a loss in the pre-market. I had this pegged at 6 even. I know Brennan had to show you the same thing. And then I allowed myself to get stopped out here at 565 instead of allowing to go back to that 6 level. And I run into trouble. I have these trailing stops that I'll put in when I'm trying to hold all day long. And I should not do that in the case of these gap fill slow retracements. When these ones work this well, you just want to hang on to it and sometimes give it all the way back to that original level. I just didn't want to turn a winning trade into a loser. But it finally went to $5, which was the target. And I am not on board with that one. Thankfully, at least we're on board with this Uber trade, which is... I still don't get why this story is quite this bullish, Sean, but sometimes you're just following the technical break in that 57 level, and there's nothing more to it than that, guys. So that's what we're taking advantage of. Thankfully, we're able to do it here for you live in the show, show you the level 2, show you the levels that we saw on the offer, and then show you the break. And now we're going to show you what's going on in currencies and crypto with Brennan at the big screen.
Go Palantir.
Hey guys, yeah, your daily Bitcoin update. Let's have a look first off at Bitcoin. Working into a bit of a channel. We talked about 30,000 down here on the way up. So I kind of zoomed in on this chart. This is an hourly chart. On the way up, we pulled into 30,000 and held before it made that last push all the way up to 42 and change. So we're back between, this is 34,500 at the top and then 30,000 down here, working into a bit of a range for Bitcoin. They're positive today down here, but only just, you can see 34,100. Ethereum up 2.5%, 3%-ish, 1,062. Even Ripple catching a bid today, about 2% at one point. For Ripple, everything else pretty quiet so far. There was a little bit of U.S. dollar weakness creeping back in, had a big move higher yesterday for the U.S. dollar. So some of these back to the upside. You can see the euro, the Canadian dollar, and British pound all in positive territory. Everything else pretty flat so far, guys, as far as currencies are concerned, similar to equities today. Back to you.
And as you were going there, Brendan, we fire off some hot dogs now because there it is, Lori, for you. A nice little move upside here on Palantir. I mean, we talked about it, and I said this was like the position. And again, this is what I'm trying to do for you guys more and more. You've asked, you want to know when we have shares on, when we have decent positions on, and this is what I told you. I told you that one of my only decent positions on was going to be Palantir right now. And there it is, man. We average into VWAP. It goes right down to our kill spot, does not take us out. And now we get to enjoy this to the upside. We'll take out some more 15s right now as we're rocking and rolling right now with Palantir. Let's just hope it can keep going. I don't know. The spread gets a little light. We'll see if we get some out at 12 there. There it is. Did we get that, Phil? Not sure. Yeah, there it is. Okay, we get to 12, Phil. Good trade on that one as we keep on going here. Good moves all over the place with Palantir. Thank God that started going up. That's working for us. And then Uberman, hell yeah, 40-cent winner. We talked about that. We're patient with it. Although we waited for 57 to break, it didn't take that long. Thanks to Neil, we moved over to there. We were looking. We hadn't looked at Uber. We saw it, about one of the easiest trades that I saw. That and Ford was just so easy today. Just should have ramped up our shares. We're back from the dead, baby. You might have heard me say that as we were going back to Brendan there. And what a great trade it's been for me today. Just really super happy with being able to battle back from Neo, because that was a disaster, that trade for me. And now it's fading back in, but we average into a short disaster, but disaster reverted on a daily P&L.
There's no size no level at 57.50 on Uber the second time it tested. This is why you just got to hang on to this one. Maybe it gets to like a 58. I mean, I don't know. Sort of speculating here, but if I had seen a retest of this level, it did break one time and some size jumping on it again, I'd take another little bit out here, but no reason not to hang on to this trade. Probably all the way to break even, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I'm still patiently waiting for ZOM. I'm not going to force my way into that trade too heavily. And I did tell you guys there was a bit of a bid at 75 even on USWS. Just in terms of holding the level, there is nothing in terms of size that I have seen down there. So there's no, if there's like 1 million shares parked there, or like 500,000 shares, or 250,000, something with some juice to it, I probably would be jumping in front and scalping it off of 75. I'm just not seeing anything on there. If you go back over to, one name, and that's going to be XPEV. Look, obviously, it's easy to say that we got out of this long too early, Sean, but it just pulled back heavily. You don't know where the top is going to be. It just pulled back into this 50 level, and it bounced off 50 the first time. If it actually holds any kind of it holds 51, I'm looking for the short next 100% on XPeng. It's likely to be off of 51 even, but if it's consolidating here and I can use the 50 level, I'll just go ahead and do that because it's 50 and it's a round number. For now, I'd like to see it put in a lower high at 51. The next trade in XPeng is going to be short for me, almost 100%. I won't say 100% because you never say never. You can't be that certain in this world, guys, but I'm looking for the short in XPeng now.
Okay, and one thing that I'm certain about is this. Bang! Because Uber, guys, we're going off on that one. Big trade alert for me on Uber. We talked about that over and over again on that break, so I just wanted to highlight it to you guys because that was mint there, and we still do have a little bit on. So Uber making new highs right now. Congratulations to anybody on that name with me as well. That was a monster trade there. NEO pulls back to flat now. We should be looking at some areas of concern now on the downside. Although 63.50, 63.40 there doesn't get much better than these kind of breaks. Debating averaging into that right here. I think we could start a short, and then we're not going to hold it for too long. We'll wait till, I mean, not like I did before. We'll wait till 63 breaks, but I think this is a decent spot to start averaging in right now. And there goes Uber, guys. What a big monster trade this was. 80 cents in the money. Hot dogs for everybody. We sniped that one, and it just keeps going up, and away. And still, screw you, NIO.
I don't know. Don't hate on NEO. NEO's done it's been such a good trade for so very long that, there's no such thing as winning 100% of the time. I mean, ZOM was a good stock for me yesterday. And, I came in today thinking that ZOM was going to be the stock that I made the most trades on and would be my best stock of the day. That was the anticipation. It just hasn't been true. I've barely traded it. Even if I have a bunch of executions, I have like 20 of them on here. But it's just in and out, and I haven't been able to really dig into anything after missing that 150. I have no levels on Uber. I'm going to allow this to break 58 even if it continues to go higher. Maybe think about a trailing stop. It's just break even for now, where my out is going to be, so 57. XPeng, I'm still looking for that short off 51. It is stalling at 50.50, but I'm not going to chase it. The high of the day here is $1 higher than this. I want to give it some room, but not too much when you're playing against the grain, which is exactly what that short would be, guys. You said to hate on NEO there, Brennan, or Sean. I just want to remind you guys, hey, we dropped a video on NEO. You're not getting away from the stock. I don't care how much we like or hate it. I don't care how much you guys do like it or don't like it. The entire EV space is the name of the game in 2021 early on. I'm talking some XPeng here. I'm actually going to be looking for that short very quickly. But make sure you check out that vid. Some of what we talk about is going to apply to trading momentum-wise in the other names like Li Auto or even in XPeng. So certainly a lot to be learned here. Make sure you are informed, always know what the news is, always have an understanding of your game plan and plan of action. And that's why I'm almost into XPeng here. Didn't want to take the 50-50, because this is what I thought could happen, a test of 51. Waiting patiently to see if I can get a short off of 51 even. I said my next trade in XPeng would be a short. Staying true to my word, guys.
Okay. Look, I'm still gonna hate NEO. I can hate it forever because, you know what? The thing about it, guys, is if you have I have high standards, and I just get pissed off when I'm doing things like this because I should not have averaged into this trade there, and so it's just a mistake. And I mean, you look at all the other trades that we've had today, like this XPEV, these are the trades that we make, and I make this every single day. So yeah, I'm going to be a little bit upset here because, like I said, fourth negative day in last 40 days. I'm going to be a little mad, but I can make this back. I mean, we're not necessarily out of the water yet. We still have a lot of good opportunities to make this back, and I think we can. It's very possible we don't end the show negative. So let's just wait to see here. 62.50 to the downside. We're looking for that break as well on NIO. We'll average in. I'm only going to average into 63 right now. It just looks like we may have broken. I'm trying to sniff out the shorts. I just thought today off of 62 when we came up here, failed twice, then we tried it. I thought this was going to be the high of the day. It wasn't. We should have got out there. Instead, we averaged in and then literally took 50 cents too much of a hit there. We did not need to do that. So anyways, now we're 15 cents in the money on NEO. We're going to wait for a 50 break. And then honestly, I think we retrace back here, 62.20. We'll start taking a little bit off there if we can and start making some of this money back on NIO. So, and the reason why we could have a positive day again. Look at this Ford trade. That was a banger there. Look at Uber now, guys. 58. Uber is hot dogs for everybody because that's a 58 bang. There it is, 58 right now, guys. Off of this 57 long. I don't know where to get out, man. 58.12 was a high spot there. Probably the bottom of this candle. Why don't we just do that to get out on Uber? That's 57.90 or so. We could use that to get out. I can check a further. 57.50 seems too far back down. Let's just let Uber continue to ride. downside. Palantir still that 6 cents in the money, though. I still think we have higher, but look at that. Remember when I said where we would get out of Palantir if we were lucky enough to get it into the 20s on some of these bottoms? Then we would see what happens up here, but we did dump a lot there. 17, 18, 19, 20 off that high of 15. So again, once again, we called that level. So congratulations there. I'm going to take a little bit off NEO just so at least I can say I won on some kind of a short here. Here comes NEO, a nice little 25-cent win. So bang, and we'll take a little more short here, going through the downside of 62. Not celebrating NEO, man. NEO's been a bad trade, but I do like this little win here, 20 cents in the money. Valeria, Europe, let go.
Hey guys, European shares are mixed. Coronavirus and state of US politics are in focus. Britain is down 0.45%. Germany is up 0.04%. Italy is down 0.19%. And France is down 0.02%. Automaker Renault trading in Paris is up 2.03% after it said it started 2021 with higher level of orders than 2019. Back to the traders.
Thank you very much, Ms. V. We're going to do a bit of a backflip here if we can. Yes, sir. And look, I said forget about the consolidation at 50-50. I'm waiting for 51 on Xpeng. I got it turned around about 90 or so. I got some shares at 86. I got some more shares at 80. Those are what I have on right now. Scalp it all the way into this 50 level. If it breaks 50, I'll hang on to just a little bit just to see if we actually get back to VWAP. But as strong as it's been, there's no way I'm anticipating that big of a rollover. If it's been maybe a weaker stock, if it actually had turned around off 48, maybe that's what I would be thinking, come all the way back. But it did not. So we'll take what we can on Xpeng. Somehow managed to have two shorts that worked out and a long, which was not nearly good enough, but still won anyways on that chart, which is, again, stick to your rules and it works out for you sometimes. The 58 break happened on Uber. I don't have an upside target, but I am not going to let it travel past like this consolidation. This 57.40 range where it slowed down, I want to see how it trades below that 57.50. If it actually tests the bottom, I would just get out. Otherwise, let's see if we can't hold it. I probably won't even think about a short until 60. Or if this is a fail here at 58 and I do get trailed out, I would think about a retest in front of 58, but that's getting way ahead of myself and anticipating moves that haven't even happened yet. For now, we're just holding that nice little long trade here in Uber. I'm sure you're looking at the same thing, Sean. I thought Plug was going to be a bit more of a trade. I did have one short that I just couldn't hold on to because I had a long bias, I guess, coming in today on Plug, but either way, it is still consolidating around that 63 where I was originally short. Starting to fall asleep. The volume is dying down. That means it could be a bit of a breakdown again, and I'll probably try it off of 62.50 one more time here just to see if it can't make a retrace to the bottom. The market's basically flat, both the NASDAQ and the ES. Plugs up that 16%, but it's running into some trouble going any higher than that. So if it breaks this area here, I'll probably take, again, scalp trades in and out very, very quickly, going against the grain. Not trying to hold anything too long here. That remains the plan here on Plug.
Okay, guys, and NEO, good trade, man. We take another short through 50. We basically just get it. I mean, it didn't go. We had some bids downside right here, like 24, 25. Didn't go, so we basically emptied out a lot of that trade right there on the downside. We'll try to average in one more time up here at 80, but we made that money back on Uber. So hallelujah, not on Uber, on NEO. We didn't make anything back. Like, we didn't make that money back. We made a little bit back off of a nice short 77 and then taking it out all right there. So nice little, able to make a little bit back there on NEO. What's up, Brendan?
There's another one, very technically strong today, guys. Upwork, UPWK, online employment agency. Both Citigroup and Jefferies upgrading this one today. Just ripped from 40.5 up to 42, which is all-time highs. 10% now for Upwork, guys.
There we go. Actually, just typed on. Oh, I did it again. I just typed on Uber instead of up. There it is, Upwork. Man, I'm killing myself with that. This is actually a very, very fantastic setup. I always talk about waiting for parabolic moves. And whoa, Xpeng just hit. So again, I'll slay that dragon if I can. 75 penny winner there off that short. I said wait for 51. We waited for it, got 80s to 86s. Now I like a parabolic move, breaking new highs, not extending. It breaks 42 even, doesn't break the quarter. Now you're consolidating lower. So usually it's a good look for a short off the high of the day. If it doesn't break right here, right now, wow, that just got very, very strong. If it doesn't break this high, which it might actually do, I'm going to look to short this 42 area. But it might break the high right now. So, I mean, I was about to say it's going to look fantastic for a setup, and then it just started buying right through it. So I'm not going to short it on that high day. It has to come right back in and give me a lower high. Otherwise, you don't step in front of that train, guys. There is a consolidation happening in Uber at 58. It does feel like this is going to be a spot here where if it starts to roll over, I'm just going to get out. It's too tight a consolidation at 58. 58's a fail break. If it goes, great, I'll hang on to it. If we break like 95, I'll just walk away and take a 90-cent winner, assuming it'll be that range plus slippage. So, you know, I see it this time of day, 11 o'clock, and if it's a setup that I would be trying for a short trade, potentially, usually that means get out of your long, or at least in my opinion, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do here, but I need to break 95, not just this 58, because it's been up and down 58 several times, guys.
Okay, yeah, I think Uber.
Oh my goodness, and I just quit.
Uber right now, yeah, probably worth getting out. So let's just hit enter and get out of that one. There it is, nice little win there on Uber. So yeah, we're getting closer and closer being positive here. Nice little out there on Uber. So we're gonna see if we can get that for the day. Neo, ooh, where was my average? Oh, it canceled. Oh, I had an order here around, I guess I wouldn't have got filled, around 80 that must have canceled. So we're still going to put that order in through here to get short again if we can on Uber. Looking for that one. So let's wait, or sorry, keep saying Neo Uber, but we still are short. We're going to put another in to see if we get average price here on NIO and just see where that one goes.
Okay.
I still have 63 as my out. So if you're playing that one with me, watch out for 63 to try to go on the out on Uber, on Neo, and then we'll average in. But we just did flatten on Uber for a big win, man. 85 cents right there.
Yeah, you just confused because I just finished saying, like, I was thinking about, like, if I was flat, it'd be a short on Uber. I don't think it's a bad idea because that failed 85 break, I actually cost myself a few shekels, a few pennies here. And again, I'll get out at 85 instead of 90. It's only 5, maybe 10 cents when I was looking at 95, but I like this area here. Now, the first look I'll give is not giving it to the high of day, which seems stupid, but it's just the way I like to do this trade. If it tests the high, like the first time I tried on Uber back at like 57, that's fair enough. But I just want to see if I can get into this one without chasing it too far. Of course, as I say it, I should just hit the bid at 80, and now it's going to be gone. If it comes back up to like 57, 58, 57, 85 or so, I'll get back into the short, but I'm not going to chase this. I just actually missed it twice. Thankfully, I got it at the long, but man, I should have had this short up here at 57.90. Well, I was yapping. Unbelievable.
Yeah, okay, so Neo right now, make sure I have the right amount of shares. I can't even tell how many shares I have, so okay. Neo right now, we're gonna wait to see if it breaks to 63. We just averaged in right there to 62.80. So the short has killed me, so that's why we're not going to let it destroy us. We've battled a hell of a way back right now, and it's been a good battle for us backside. We did get out of Palantir there, but we're still like it goes right down literally to my out, and then we get out, and now it busts higher. But it's okay. Palantir, positive stock for me on the day. We were very, very light holding that back down. That's why we weren't really worried about it, but it's trying to break back above VWAP there. Maybe a trade to go on that one. I wish our Facebook would have stopped going downside, 253.70. Let's refresh that one. Right now, 254, 253.70. It does resist that 252 drop spot there. I'm wondering about a 254 break right now on Facebook. Could be worth it here, guys.
Yeah, I know. So I finally do get into Uber here. I actually have like an 89 as a price. Like I said, I'm going to give this one to the evens. I want to see a test of that high of the day again. If the top, and this is weird, but if the top had been like 58.25 and there was one shot up, to that high and then slamming back down, I probably would give this short to the high of day. But because it like kept taking pot shots into that area and not quite getting there, it kind of makes me feel like there's going to be a potential retest and a better fail break where you get into a better trade. So that's why I'm leaving myself some room. Tight stop here for maybe not max size. I mean, it's time of day, you shouldn't have max size anyways for this trade. But it's just the kind of thing where it's not the perfect setup. It might work. It's short 89 here, and it might roll over right here, right now. It's just I want to give 2 shots at it instead of 1, and that's why I'll have the first stop at 58. Even, we haven't talked a lot of Tesla today. I mean, probably should have. It's been going to the upside here rather strongly. But now VWAP also happens to be that 850 mark. So we'll be looking to see if the market's doing nothing, we get to retrace that 850. It's been a level worth a bounce in the past. I'll have a look at it if it does get there. Again, for now, I'm just in Uber. No promises I'll make another a trade for the rest of the show. If I do, it's likely Uber XPeng is back to that 50 level, and also ZOM is still holding right around that 125. It just cannot move out of this range where you'll just get whipped around. That's why I'm not forcing trades there. If you want to scalp it, go ahead because it's done 500,000 shares. It might not get to that billion, Today, well, it still has a good chance to get to it, but I just don't like it inside here, guys. Unless you're taking 5 pennies with hard stops, which I'm trying not to do because I think there's going to be some bigger trades to be had. There's really not much for you to see until we're below like a 122 or testing lower than a 120 level, or breaking out and testing that high a day.
I like this Microsoft break here, if we can get it, MSFT. So I was looking at Facebook, and I just think that it's not going to happen before the show ends, but it has to be like a 255, somewhere up here it has to break, maybe even here, 256. But I did like Microsoft a little bit better on a break. If you are bullish for the market here, why not? Okay, so NEO breaks to the high side. We wind up losing. So we took a stab on NEO there through 63. Again, so this is, okay, so here we go. What time is this? 11:10. I got to send this to our IT team here because there it is, just busted up right there on Microsoft. I'll have to get the chart up, Neil.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you said that because mine froze, but I left it frozen because I was doing something else and didn't get to it. I forgot the time that it did. I was supposed to tell him about that. It's every now and then we'll say this, a stock is not necessarily a good day trade because of low liquidity, not good pre-market volume. And then I always want to know when I'm dead wrong about that. A lot of effort goes into our free watch list, and sometimes just take our word for it. If Brennan puts it on here, it's worth paying attention to. And 10 Cent Music was one. I said I didn't really see much of a trade because of the lack of action in the pre-market. This is just one of those like 9:30. You get this failed break here through the low of the day. And then it retests, doesn't make a fresh high, holds right around 22, and then just absolutely flushes on the news. So sell the news. Good opportunity here. It was a good one. I'll file that one away so that I remember the next time a 10 Cent is in play, 10 Cent Music, is in play, I'm not going to ignore it just simply because I see pre-market volume being low, because once the volume comes in, there might be an actionable breakout or retracement play, which we did see this morning. So again, it's not to sit here and sort of call yourself a sucker for missing an opportunity, but as long as you learn from it, it's fine. I do have some bids in here on some target bids on Uber, some down in the 57.50 range on either end of 57.50, and then I'll be all out. If this goes all the way back to 57, for sure I will be flat if it gets to that price, guys. I'm not saying it's going to go right here, right now. I still think there's a decent shot it's going to retest the high of the day, hence the plan we talked about briefly there for you. USWS, the only thing I'll add here, there was, again, no size off that 75. I said if there was a big bid at 75 even, I would go long in front of it, but I would look for a potential breakdown. If there wasn't, and I did not take the short. It's still good. 75 went all the way down to 70 cents even. This stock might not find a bottom until it gets to yesterday's close. Entirely possible at this point.
Okay, yeah, we're looking, oops, what is that, NEO buy? No. Okay, yeah, so Microsoft, this is what I want to talk about quickly was a Microsoft break. So MSFT here, we're going to see about this. So here we go, 3-minute chart. Right here, 215. It's this little price here, 215.75 actually at the top on a 3-minute chart. Yeah, right there. Yeah, 215.75. I love that trade, guys. Get it if you can on Softy. What's up, Bren?
Another little one to have a look at, GSET, which is Global Star Incorporated. Another little penny stock doing heightened volume today, 52-week highs. If you go back to the 6th, January 6th, they announced a deal with Nokia. That has given them a bit of a pump here today as well. So 2 days ago, you can see a big move up on volume on that news. We just broke 70 and that high on volume. So 29% today for GSAT, guys.
Oh, good look there. My daily chart not loading there, but that's going to be on my afternoon radar for sure. High breaks, volume spikes in the afternoon, definitely, and also the fact that it's getting towards that psychological $1 level. If it ever does get there, it's usually worth a defend. If you were watching in the afternoon on ZOM when it got to $1, it was the mother of all shorts. If you had it up there, I shamefully took it off too early when I did have that position. So I'll look for the same thing on GSAT if it gets to $1. But for now, I'm just working off of the current high break. If that fails and we get back below this sort of 69 area without testing 75. I would take a shot shorting off of 70, off that lower high. Same thing here. That's a 15-minute chart just so you can see a perspective of where this stock has gone. It's been much more orderly if you look at the 1 minute.
Okay, so we're long into Softy right now. I didn't want to wait for it just in case the market does go. So we're long into Softy right now. We're going to see what we can do here. And then we are waiting for this 215.75. So we're long at 36 now. We'll use this bottom of 215 to see if it holds. We are long into VWAP. This is, again, normally not a stock, not a trade that I would make. I would wait for this, but Microsoft's been Microsoft has been pretty strong here today, only down 0.975. It does, like, that's just in relation. I was just talking about in relation to Facebook. We know Apple's actually, I think, the strongest tech right now, but here we go. 8 cents, 10 cents now in the money and going up. We're going to try to get back to positive today if we can. 215.75, also a nice little spot. So here we go, guys, right away. 14-cent win right now on Softy. So we could take some off here if we want to. Let's take some off at 51. There it is. So we get a little bit off right there, and then we'll wait for this 75 to break, but a big trade right there already. And normally I don't take that, so I will take a little bit off at 51 and see what it does up to 75. We'll be lucky enough to get that, guys.
I'm gonna throw this chart up here, and I am not gonna short U.S. Steel at 25. The last time I played a short off of 20, it definitely didn't work out for me. Now, I mean, we've talked this one over to death when it comes to infrastructure and pre-election. We actually did a video on like post-election type of plays, and U.S. Steel was sort of the obvious one because infrastructure deals were going to happen regardless, I think, and printing money was going to happen regardless of who won. I just wish I had been involved in this. There's a break on Uber at 58. I'm going to get out and then see if there's another short to happen there. I do still like the short trade, even though I got wicked out. I wish I'd been back involved in this at 16 when it broke out to the upside. But I think U.S. Steel is usually a stock you just hold anyways. 25 might. I said I wouldn't short 25. I wouldn't just jump in front of the moving train. But this is a look at the daily chart. If, much like Uber at 57, I know Uber eventually broke, but if there's just a monster seller at 25 when U.S. Steel is doing this, and you see a couple 100,000 shares or even 100,000 shares on that offer, it's going to be worth that scalp trade. I'm going to go ahead and do it, but that's the only condition. It won't be like I think this is going to pull back $1 or pull back $1.50 and give me a monster win. It's going to be I am scalping that level at 95, 96, 97 in front of a monster seller at 25 even. That's the only way I want to have a short trade in U.S. Steel at that particular time. As I said, I got out of Uber, but if it didn't go immediately through high of the day, I would look for another short opportunity using high of the day as my out. So I'll stick to that plan. Might be my last trade before the end of the show. We'll see. Zom could change my mind, though.
You sure you don't want to short Anacott Steel there? Okay, Microsoft, we got out 51s there, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, from Wall Street there. Hopefully you guys have seen Wall Street. If not, okay, you have some work to do. Okay, we did get out half of our position there, 47s, and then 51s on that spike up. We also did take AMD. Thought it was breaking out there again as well, trying to break this top. So let's hold AMD out for a 97.10 or so break to the downside. So we do like that one coming up through AMD. Let's see if it can go high side now. Try to make back some of this money today. And I think we can. It just needs to go with AMD here if it wants to. And then we are still waiting for that Microsoft break. We're going to use 25 as a bottom on that one. So right now, Microsoft and AMD, two tech positions we have on board over here.
Yeah, again, the only thing I got right now is going to be that Uber position. I said I'd get back into it. I got 98s here. Again, it didn't test the high, so I've had the tight stop on the first trade. If it didn't break through the high of the day, I was going to use the high of the day as my out. And whoa, there goes XPen. Actually did not expect that to come in. It just broke 51, and that's because, oh yeah, that's right. I had a stop for my short trade. And of course, I left it in after taking profit. Look, if it goes up, I don't care. I'm going to get in, I'm going to get out, I'm going to pay a little bit of spread here. Actually only pay like a couple of cents there. If this ever happens to you, it happens every now and then where you have a stop order to cover your short. When you get out of your trade for the winner, you do not get rid of that stop or have it automatically cancel, and then it triggers to the long side. I don't care if these things work. I'm just going to get out of them every single time. It was not a trade I intended to have, and those should always be taken off instantaneously. You never hang on to it. And even if they do win, it's entirely a fluke. Hopefully it will not be a fluke if this Uber comes to the downside. It was a good long trade. I still don't get the news being that bullish, but the long was fantastic either way. If it rolls over, my ultimate target will still be 57, and I will still have some orders out here in the 57.50 range. Same thing. Only difference here is I have room to add to my position. It never gave me a shot above 58 because it never really tested high of day. If it does, without breaking the top, I would add to my position. It just hasn't happened yet.
Come on, Softy. Like, we need some help here on the day. Nice little trade on AMD, though. Nice little 20 cents now in the money. We go long at 67. We take some out at 82. Now we're ripping to the high side. People say they love our honesty with our trades. I mean, here we go. We're long AMD. We talk about that, and there's the trade. So in here, you guys could have had this with us. This is a 3-minute chart, remember. So when I went long AMD, it actually does go against me here. It goes down to about 50 from a 65. So we are looking to take some profits here on AMD, as it looks like it's still going to the high side. Guys, like, if I was down $1,000, I'm only down 100 now. Like that's the kind of example that we've had backside here on our kind of day. So really super happy. I may not turn this day positive unless AMD can get to $98 or so, and then we'll try another long there as well. But that's a good trade for me. $98 coming on this. Microsoft falling down though. It looks like what's the NASDAQ? Yeah, see the NASDAQ's pulling back a little bit. We did take Microsoft. We did take a little bit out. Looks like we could be negative on this one, especially if it keeps on falling. But Microsoft looks like it wants to keep going downside there. No real targets. I mean, here's the target to get out right here, and then we'll hold it, I guess, back down to this level, 74, 75. Let's see if the NASDAQ wants to hold, but it doesn't look like it. We'll average one more time, and then we'll get out here at 70. But I do like Microsoft. It's been a strong stock for me, so stick with what's working, and Microsoft's been working for me in my history. So we'll see if we can read it right one more time. 214.75 here as an out. Let's take one more average.
Oh, wow. That time stock, I honestly, I wish I could rewind to see, go back in time and figure out when this was mentioned by Brendan. But it is puking. Well, I shouldn't say it is puking. It puked all over itself off of 250 on a dime. This is looking incredibly weak here. Uber is finally above that 58. So if it does not break high of day here, I'm going to jump into more shares short. If it does break the high of the day, I'll look to see if we can't go another breakout to the long side. But I'm watching Uber as well. This time, the volume's starting to slide downside here. I think there might be another push to the lower if it holds VWAP in the afternoon.
Okay, guys, here we go. It's hot dog time. AMD trying to go upside again. We take more longs here. Upside on AMD. Let's go, baby. This is going to do it. Let's just keep on going to the upside now. AMD, nice little long, 97.67. Out some 97.80s. Long again, 97.90. Long again, 98.10. And we just keep on ripping to the high side. Go, AMD. Let go. If we can go to the high side on this one, this will be a good trade for me. Go, go, go. AMD, yeah, we're excited. That's right. We've got AMD going now. Big time reversal in my day here. I hope you guys had that as well. AMD to the moon. Let's see if we can go, guys. We'll see. We have a decent position. We'll see how high this one can go up now. AMD should have took more shares down here, Sean, and then we would be green, but we need it to go. Here it goes. Even more. Let's go, AMD. A big trade happening right here, guys. AMD for the win. Let's go.
AMD actually dragging the market. I mean, the market's doing absolutely nothing, but it just ticked up a little bit here, and the Nasdaq's barely positive. But maybe AMD doing some of the legwork to the upside. I like that. I like that break. And there's another one from this morning that. Well, sorry, from yesterday, I should say from yesterday. LMFA, an interestingly named SPAC. You can probably figure out that one. Watch out for 205 here on LMFA. If it breaks this, it's already down 19%, but it's trying to push back to the upside. If it breaks 205, there could be a little bit of a scalp trade for you guys there. One from yesterday, Brennan.
Just a heads up on that AMD guys, the CEO going on that other channel momentarily to talk about AMD. So could be good or could not be as well. Just want to mention this one. Momo, little one, 5%. To the upside, just broke that day high on a volume spike, popped up for MOMO as well, guys.
Oh, Momo.
Canadian content.
Okay, our average price now on Microsoft is 02. We did take a little dip down there. I think I have the order to get flat on the downside. Yes, we do. So just make sure I cancel. I had 2 orders to get out there on the downside. So let's wait to see what happens on that one. But yeah, good little trade there. And AMD, guys, as you can see, just keeps on ripping upside. So we'll wait to see what Lisa Su wants to say about their potential. I don't know, Xiling steel? Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know what they're talking about.
What she's going to announce, but I could care less because right now, guys, well, I couldn't. I hope she doesn't announce something crazy. But right now, 214.69, we're going to get out of our Microsoft trade. And yeah, that's making it into the money right now as well. It's a big little trade here. We just get out some at 09s. Let's see how high that wants to go. This is 60, 70 cents in the money. We're getting close to there, man. We're almost positive on the day. We just need Microsoft to go, and then we can get this one, get this party going, guys. But big trade alert right now for me on all these names. Let's go.
Yeah, I just got flat on Uber. It just broke that 58.25, so that quarter mark is gone. I'll walk away from it. It's been a solid day here so far. I'm not going to force any trades. I do like, I just talked about that LMFA. Of course, I'll take that break if it does occur. And of course, still going to be watching ZOM. I think you should, it's going to be active. The volume is slowing down. But if it breaks out of that range that we've talked about, I think there's going to be some moves to be had in the afternoon. I just sort of strongly feel it's worthwhile to wait around for those moves when they do happen and not force any of the action in those trades, guys. That's going to be the name of the game here. LMFA did break to the upside. I'm going manual because there's been a few issues with my script orders here. And so for the smaller stocks where they're not moving as much and there's plenty of liquidity, I mean, we've done 20 million shares in LMFA. I'll try to manually get into position at 6 or 7 if I can off that 205 break. It's been falling back the last couple of sessions, but after rounding out to a bottom, I think it's worth the scalp, at least into like yesterday's close prices. So with like a 10-15 cent tight trade to the upside on LMFA, down 50%, finding its way back from the dead.
Yeah, it's trying to climb. As we're trying to get all of these stocks to climb right now. AMD, good outs, man, 98.80. I mean, look, am I trying to get positive? Yeah, but it doesn't really matter. We're just going to try to make sure that I'll be positive by the end of the day. But we are trying to get 98.80s here if we can. We have an order out there as well to get some more out on the upside here. And then we do have Softy trying to go for us as well right now. So Microsoft does make a move. We get some out at 10s, 11s. Like if that gets upside here, then yeah, we will turn our day rate around. But it looks like it's trying to fade out right now. The NASDAQ not helping us. We need a little bit of a boost here to get Microsoft going. Otherwise, man, our whole day basically just lasting on this one. I don't know if the CEO's already come and gone or not, but AMD bump doesn't seem to be happening anymore. But a big trade, man, 40 cents in the money. Look where we initially went long, 97.67. This was at 11.16. About 11.22, so 6 minutes later, we take a clean dollar plus on that move. So good so far. Let's see if it wants to continue to go up. I may reload right now in on AMD just to see if it wants to keep going higher. But let's go AMD to the moon, hopefully here, guys.
Yeah, and there was a seller showed up on the LMFA. So when I wasn't in the long, I talked about the break. I just immediately canceled my order the second it happened. I just didn't want to get involved in it in that way. There's one more that I did talk about that actually I might have a position in the a little bit later on. It's just not there yet. GSAT, I am going to watch this one for if it ever gets to $1. I will wait to see if it does roll over at 75 cents as well, just because it's that psychological level. It's still been climbing. It's trying to make some another parabolic move here, but not quite. So 75 will be the first look, and then $1 will always be an actionable level for me on a day trade. The other thing is if it fails 75, watch out for previous low. Going back to the 8th or high, going back to the 8th at 69, that would be a good place to get into the short trade. Man, it has been an exhausting morning.
Look at that reload on AMD,
today,
by the way, guys. It's just a monster reload there on AMD, guys, right down there. 98.58, we reloaded, and we just got it out at 99 right there on a move to the high side here for AMD. So it's still going. We'll see. I just want this CEO to get on. Oh, someone asked me about QS also earlier, and I said I was waiting to the end of the show to buy some. I mean, I think this has held up pretty good considering how bad it's been for the name QS here. We were downside there today. Wow, 50.51 bounces off that level again. So as you guys can see here, here's the 1 day. It's trying to make a bottom here at 50.51. So if you ever do decide to go long QS, use some of these as levels here, 50, 48, 49, something like that on QS. But anyways, I don't have that position on right now. I just like it for a longer term. QuantumScape, I love the battery aspect that they're rolling with also. Come on, Microsoft. Let's see if this NASDAQ can get going. We can get sought. See, again, there's Microsoft. Go over to QS. If we can get this back up to 25, 215, 20 or so, that should put us positive as well. So if the market runs, great. If not, it's been a fun day no matter what. And we'll be back tomorrow, guys. So join us and let's have some fun. Here we go, Microsoft. Absolutely. And just watching, of course, we talked about NEO. We queued up the video a couple times. We shot because it's a heavily traded day trading stock. 63.80 pre-market high. There was a high I shorted off of earlier. It's about to approach that right now. So clearly that's going to be an actionable level here at 63.80. We'll have a look at it in when it gets there, but that could be in any second now. So make sure you're watching NIO at the high of the day. There is one thing we got to do before we get out of here, and every single time the whatever national day it is makes me hungry, this one is going to do the absolute same here, Valeria.
Yes, Neil, and hey guys, thank you very much for joining us today. If you enjoyed our company and trading with us, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share the link with friends, and hit thumbs up. We need just 500 more likes to reach 4,000 of them. So please support and smash it right now. We will see you tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and happy National Curry Chicken Day.
Ooh, love curry chicken.
Love it.
Good look there, yeah. Is it? Yeah, curry chicken. Okay, looked like fried chicken there, but yeah, love curry chicken. Love my wife. She makes great curries. So yeah, looking forward to some curry chicken the next time we have it. Good National Day.
That doesn't look like curry. It doesn't look like.
It doesn't.
curry
That's why I thought it looked
chicken.
like fried chicken.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna call shenanigans on that picture. I love curry chicken. I'm just not sure that's it. Either way, it's been a fun show. Definitely make sure you tune in tomorrow. We've had an absolute blast for you guys. Some things to watch, of course, in the afternoon. Watch out for that Neo. You're seeing AMD move. I don't know if there is any news or any excitement there. Keep your ear to the ground for that. A good look on some of the names like that Brendan gave to us in real time, especially this morning, Plug Power, which. I don't know, it kind of slowed down a bit, but I think there's going to be a play in the afternoon for it. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. For the entire team, for Ms. V, for man Chankatina, who is still in the sweater. It got hot, and now it's cold again.
I'm just trying to get positive.
And for Brendan Wickens, looking good in the vest. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.